It is a beautiful 95 degrees in Southern California. The USA Network is pulled up. Stella Artois is in hand. And I'm ready to rock and roll for Monday Night Raw tonight. Let's hope for the best, y'all. How about we have a pleasant week this week? Let's try not to shit on the product so much. And let's hope that we can get delivered something good so we're not suffering for 3 hours yet again. Hope y'all are having a good week. I hope you had an excellent weekend. Give me a thumbs up in the comments that you can, or in the chat that you can hear me. I guess I could check that myself. All right, we're looking good. Never mind. So, we got Raw going on right now. I've got the NBA Finals pulled up on the other TV in the living room. It starts in an hour, so at least we kind of have that to watch both. I'm hoping this is it for our Warriors, and they can get the hell out of our lives, and we can have some new champs with Toronto and San Diego boy, Kawhi Leonard. I have a lot of friends that went to school with him and knew him and all that shit, so we're kind of rooting for Toronto down here in SD. But hopefully y'all are having a good night. Good to see you. How Wheezy, Infamous Mike, Shadow Rocks, Galvanizer, Mr. T, Rafe, old Sammy, William. Everybody's here. Lisa, good to see y'all in here. We'll see what kind of audience we have tonight. Hope for the best. Trying to think of what's new. Super Showdown. I did come up and do a short video on that, really on the main event. I did find time to do a little bit on that because it was pretty controversial with Undertaker and Goldberg. So if you have not seen my thoughts on that, the link is up there in the corner or on my channel. You can check that out sometime tonight if you'd like. I stayed up late and watched Dominion the other night. That was fucking badass. Probably a hell of a lot better than this fucking shit's gonna be, but we shall see. Seth made it back with his title. He survived. Oh, they're in San Jose tonight. How about that? And then we got the Beast Slayer opening up the show. So what I hoped, what was going to happen at Super Showdown happened. Seth not only successfully defended his title against the head busboy at Applebee's, he thwarted Brock Lesnar's attempt to cash in the Money in the Bank briefcase. Brock said he was going to do it last week. I had my doubts. You know, to me it feels like Brock is going to play with this briefcase for a while, especially after he seemed so surprised that he can wait a whole year to cash it in. I didn't see him cashing it in at Super Showdown anyway, and I thought it would have been really weird if that motherfucker won 2 of these Universal titles in Saudi Arabia. So I was very much against that idea, but given the fact that Seth was carried away in an ambulance last week, I thought maybe it could happen. So I am so pleased to see Seth on TV right now wearing that belt. Brock may still take it off of him, you know, and you know what? That's fine. I'm not going to shit a brick over it, but my immediate concern was Super Showdown and getting out of that ridiculous show that apparently was miserable. Been reading all sorts of backstage shit about that show. Not to mention the horrific main event with Goldberg and Taker that had all sorts of problems. It was just a miserable trip to take, apparently. I think the best thing that happened on the whole entire show was what happened on the way to the show in the airplane when R-Truth, as I predicted, won the 24/7 title on the airplane. And now I think these two are having a rematch at Stomping Grounds. Do not mess with Nicholas's dad, Baron Corbin. You should know better. 142 folks in here. How's it going? Pretty good start for the night. Make sure you subscribe and like the video and help me out with all that stuff. Let's help grow this channel. These live streams generally help. Trying to think if I have any videos planned this week. I'll get back to y'all on that as we go through the night here. I gotta think to do something. They're recapping everything on Super Shitdown, by the way. Funny thing is, I never watched that. I didn't know that that's how it happened. I didn't know Paul Heyman tripped and dropped the briefcase. I didn't see that. The only match I watched on this whole show was the main event. Oh, Heyman kind of fucked up there. I wonder if that's a little foreshadowing or tease for the future. Oh, he got stomped on the briefcase? I can't believe Brock flew all the way over there just for that. He literally got his ass kicked. And say what you want about Brock Lesnar, that motherfucker knows how to sell. I don't care what anybody says. If you think he can't sell, you're just wrong. Because he sells his ass off for people. Good to see you. I'm so glad you're still champ, Seth. Thank God. Jake Daniels. It was a great match. I loved it. You are blocked. I'm just kidding.
And I'll tell you why, because we have entered a new era for the Universal title. It is 2019. It is the year of choice. And the way I see it, this Raw locker room's got three choices when it comes to me and the Universal Championship. You see, if they want to take it from me, they can come out here and try to out-wrestle me.
Steven Scott, that's an excellent question, dude. Thank you for that super chat. I'll answer that in a second. I'm going to go Martel 93. I'm a big Martel fan. Nothing against Rotundo, but they both had stupid gimmicks. But I think Rotundo's was stupider than the model. IRS. Irwin. And I'm a Martel Mark, always have been. I've loved the guy, so I'm going to go Martel. Buy Martel, sell Rotundo.
And no one has ever done to Brock Lesnar what I did to him last Friday at Super Showdown.
That's true, and he beat him at WrestleMania. And Mike Witt, I'm with you, dude. I think Brock's done with Seth. I say he goes on to Kofi.
Felt pretty damn good laying this chair into Brock Lesnar over and over and over and over. And
although with the way Seth beat him down with that chair, though, I don't know. Oh, God. Man, we're 6 minutes into the show, and I'm already seeing your disgusting diarrhea face. Ugh. Ugh. I wish this Stella was filled with bleach, because at least that would make it easier. RC3 Gaming, did I get your email from Squirrely Gaming? Possibly. Check my email like within the last 3 days over on the GoodMicWork email. I got about 70 unread. I'll look. Is the email the same as your name here? I'll look for it. Alex Crawford, what'd you miss? So far, Baron Corbin has dropped a tray of drinks, and he's gotten 2 complaints from customers because he sucks. He's ugly, he stinks. You suck.
Are we done? Can I finish?
No, you can't finish. When have you ever finished anything?
Seth, as I was saying,
I agree with you, Rocksmith. The formulaic nature of the shows these days make them feel like reruns. Totally. Thank you for that super chat, brother. You're awesome. Okay, cool, RC3. I'll take a look. Somebody offered to help me edit. That might have been you. I don't remember. I'll take a look.
Seth, you keep talking about Brock Lesnar. And well, you should worry about me. And then I'll worry about Brock Lesnar because after Stomping Ground, I'll be the new Universal Champion.
And plus, they weren't going to take the belt off of Seth before Stomping Grounds. Stomping Grounds is kind of named after him, you know?
Stomping Grounds, I mean, how that works out for you at Super Showdown, pal. Didn't go so well. Seth, you didn't beat me at the Super Showdown, and you know it. That incompetent WWE official, John Cone, cost me that match, and you escaped with that title around your
Baron Corbin, you better shut your mouth, or Nicholas's dad. He's going to have a few words with you.
General manager of Monday Night Raw, I learned a few things. Today, I put those things to use. I've been in meetings all day long with WWE executives, and well, that WWE official is going to be severely punished. And well, you know the other detail, I get my rematch at Stomping Ground.
Let me ask you a serious question, and it's going to actually translate into a compliment for Corbin. How many promos has he, like, fucked up? Or forgot his lines? Or stuttered? Or anything like that? He always seems like has his shit together, you know? It's better than Strowman.
Because of my amazing negotiation skills, I get
which I hate that he's good. Oh, he's going to handpick the official? Wonderful. Who's he going to be, your mom?
You can pick whoever you want. It's not going to change the outcome.
Mrs. Corbin?
I'm gonna stomp your head into this mat. I'm still going to be Universal Champion. But look, I'm wondering something.
Barry, thanks for the super chat, brother. I don't know, there's a bunch. Great balls of fucking fires up there. And on the list.
Special guest referee, man. I mean, you don't have any friends. Your own dog doesn't even like you. Clearly, by the reaction you got here tonight, nobody in San Jose likes you.
No, we hate him here in California. Get the hell out of our state. I was wondering what stunk today. It's you. I can smell you from down here. Oh, Sammy, there's a pleasant surprise. A heel that we want to see and a heel that we don't want to see. The more boring the promo, the easier it is to say. I don't know if that's necessarily true. Maybe the more simpler the promo, the easier to say. Which could translate into boring, so I guess you're right. Sammy, it's June, dude. Wearing a hat?
I've known you for a very long time, and unlike these people, I actually care about you as a person.
Thanks for that, AJ. I'll get to that in 1 second, man.
Watch your behavior over the past couple
So are we going to get a Seth and Sammy match tonight?
And being Universal Champion, it's just not good for you.
Yeah, it sucks to be champion.
This repetitive cycle with Brock Lesnar where he does something to you, so you do something to him, and he does something to you, so you do something to him. It's this swirl of toxic masculinity. And both of you trying to protect your fragile egos. Seth, I'm saying this as someone who means well for you. I think it would be better for you if Baron Corbin was Universal Champion.
That makes no sense why Sammy's out there. And I'd much rather see Sammy and Seth for the title than Corbin and Seth for the title. Can somebody kidnap Corbin, throw him in a nuclear reactor or something, and just have Sammy take his place?
No, that's the truth, because then at least we might finally have a Universal Champion who's not totally obsessed with Brock Lesnar. Wait. Sammy, look, you're not fooling anybody, man. You come out here and you're talking about trying to help me, trying to help Corbin, and there's nothing.
I'm backed up on super chats. I see that. I'll get to them in 1 second. I just want to see if there's anything interesting coming out of this promo.
Well, I mean, look, another difference between you and Corbin is at least Corbin understands how this whole toxic cesspool works. He understands that if someone were to help him out, he would probably return the favor and help that person out. Maybe, I mean, if it works out that way. A little shred of truth. All right, well, congratulations, Corbin. You found the one idiot in the room who's got your back. But, Sammy, I got a question for you. Who's going to have your back when I come up there and slap the taste out of your mouth, huh?
That's scripted. Oh, Owen's good. You know, the reason he's allowed to come there is because of the wild card rule. Or maybe he's on Raw anyway. Where the fuck is Owens? He's on SmackDown, right? I guess he's on Raw tonight. Okay. See, I'm already... This wild card rule has screwed me up. What, 3-4 weeks after it was initiated? I've lost track of who's where.
I've got his back.
Kevin Owens might be on NXT UK for all I know.
You know what else I have his back on? Is I agree with him. When he says Baron Corbin would be a better Universal Champion than you. But what I don't agree
What kind of match is this going to lead to? Can we just get to it?
to my friend here. Oh, thank you, Kevin. You're welcome.
Thank you,
Sammy.
Kevin.
Look, you three morons are melting my brain. Kevin, you don't like what I'm saying? Why don't you come down here and do something about it? You know what? Since I'm here as a wild card, whatever that means, anyway.
Exactly, Kevin Owens.
Maybe I'll take you up on your offer, and I will do something about it. Oh, all right. Well, San Jose, what do you think about that, huh? How about tonight in the main event, Kevin Owens versus Seth freaking Rollins?
Okay, fine. I thought they were setting up for Sammy and Rollins, but whatever.
Oh, I love this idea.
All right, anyway. Seth and Kevin Owens, main event. Whatevs. Okay. Super chat time. Who'd I miss? AJ, you think Sharmell and Jenna is the worst match ever? Although Taker and Goldberg wasn't great by any means, I still found the first half decent. So it was a 9-minute match, so I mean, I guess the first 4 were okay. One thing I will say about the Goldberg and Taker match is that, like I said, I didn't watch the show, but after I heard about how horrible the match was, I wanted to watch the match and do a quick little mic drop on it. So I did. But I only started the match when the guys were in the ring. So there's a little talk about like where exactly Goldberg got himself knocked out. He speared himself head first into the ring post, immediately got just cut wide open, blood everywhere. I thought he knocked himself out there, but apparently the fucking dumbass banged his head on the locker room door again. I didn't know that. He's done this a couple of times and like concussed himself. So he might have already been knocked out before he was even coming to the ring. The guy should not have wrestled any longer than 35 seconds. They went 9 minutes and 35 seconds. And it was a shit show, horrible, worst thing we've ever seen, as Lars dances around or plays hopscotch or something. And it was just a horrific match, but I was not aware of the locker room headbang. I had no idea he did that until like after. So I'm like, oh shit. Oh, we're not getting a commercial? What the fuck? All right, here comes Lars. Oh, we're going to get a commercial when he's walking to the ring. I would think. I don't know. Mike Witt, better match. Oh, thanks for the $5 as well, dude. You're awesome. Better match, Steamboat vs. Savage, or that classic we saw Friday between Goldberg and Taker. Which one was better all time? Wow, that was bad. All right, there's the commercial break during the entrance. We saw that coming. Yeah. Well, that's kind of what I'm talking about here. Taker and Goldberg was just insane. So the fact that Goldberg, after already making this mistake a few times, remember, it wasn't it his return? When he came back in like 2016, he was going to cut a promo and he did that shit. He's bleeding in the ring and, oh my God, you'd think he learned his lesson. I mean, I don't know why he needs to do that to psych himself up. Can't you like psych yourself up other ways? So he might have banged his head and knocked himself loopy before the match even started. He's already 106 years old. He's already in the ring with somebody who's 110 years old. They got to try to have a 9-minute match, which is about 10 times longer of a match than Goldberg is used to having, and he hasn't wrestled in 2 years, and hasn't wrestled before that in like 12. What the fuck did you expect? I said right from the start, did I not? I said no disrespect to Goldberg or Taker. They're both legends, but this match is, forget about 15 years too late. It is 20 years too late. It's 22 years late. It is so unbelievably late to do this match. It's not going to be good, and it's going to be horrific. And I was worried that somebody might get hurt, and they both almost got hurt. You know, Undertaker dropped Goldberg on his head pretty good. If you go back and watch the replay, Goldberg doesn't hang on very well. A lot of people were blaming the Undertaker. But you got to understand how the tombstone works, that it is not a one-person move. The other person's got to do their part. They got to help get themselves up. I mean, don't forget, Undertaker's filled with titanium body parts. You know, and he's 1,000,000 years old. You got to help him. But Goldberg doesn't really have much to, you know, help get him up there either. And Goldberg didn't hang on right, and he got dumped right on his head. And Goldberg tried to jackhammer the Undertaker. I don't know why he thought he could do this. And it turned out just to be a half-assed looking brainbuster suplex combination that damn near paralyzed the Undertaker. How would you like to be paralyzed in Saudi Arabia? Sounds fun. Should be a fun hospital trip. Goddamn. I just think it's a really just eye-opening type of match that WWE's got to be able to say to themselves, we got to stop doing this. They did DX versus the Brothers of Destruction last year. It was a pile of dog shit. I argue this match was worse. And that was a pretty horrible match last November. So that's enough of this shit. And I think WWE is giving them these Legends matches to make up for the fact that they're not putting like a world title match in the main event, and they're trying to get out of the country without having to do too many major title changes or storyline developments. And I really hope that it stays that way. So I understand you have to make up for that shit with other stuff on the card. But I think sooner or later the Saudi people might start catching on and saying, we're sick of these house shows. We want title changes. We want shit to happen. What if we get to that? What if it gets to the point where Saudi Arabia is demanding to see a world title change? It is not out of the question that that could happen. So I think it's enough with these 100-year-olds. A lot of people, again, are kind of blaming WWE for forcing The Undertaker to come back or begging him to come back. Maybe they are, but I highly doubt it. Undertaker could easily say, no, I'm done retiring. He's not being forced to do anything. He got a handsome payday for this. So I'm sure he was like more than willing to do it. And Goldberg was too. And I don't think either guy gave a shit who won or lost. Not when there's that much money. You're going to pay me $1 million to go work for 9 minutes? You know, I don't care what you do to me out there. You can do damn near anything without, you know, shy of removing a body part. Aside from that, do what you want to me. Rate me right there in front of 100,000 people. Just give me my $1 million for my 9 minutes. It's just crazy. I don't think they cared. But the match was, oh my God. I just hope that's it, because they're going to go back there, what, 6 more months? What are we going to get next time? Fucking Sting versus Harley Race or something? You know, come on. Did I miss another one? Yeah, I missed a couple more super chats. 3 more. Let me make sure that's only the ones I missed. All right. Thanks again for another one, Barry. You are the man. I got something being dropped in the mail to you pretty soon here. I just got to do a little bit more work, but your present is ready, my friend. Dean used the wild card rule to go to AEW. That's funny. Yeah, that's pretty much what he did. And Mike, thanks for another $2. I still don't understand why that match was last. Yeah, because well, I mean, I guess just the epicness of it. I mean, those are 2 huge names that would be a main event anywhere in the world 20 years ago. But I think, you know, they don't want to put a title match in the main event. If maybe they're not going to do a title change or something. Maybe that's their theory on that. I'm not sure. But, and plus, if The Undertaker is winning, you know, that's a legend to close out the show. I can see why they gave the Saudi people that main event. I wouldn't want to see that in a US pay-per-view or a regular pay-per-view, so I was okay with it because I didn't really care. But I don't think that's something we would necessarily see today. That was a special situation. All right, we got Lars Sullivan against what here? Kalisto? Just one of them? Now, I said when I read the results, it looked like Lars won via DQ. That showdown? I didn't see the finish there. Oh, is that it already? All right, Kalisto's done. Oh, no, it's an elimination. Okay. That's interesting. Austin, thank you for the $2, man. Who is a bigger failed project, Carmella or Jinder? Carmella? I don't know. I'm going to go Jinder, because, I mean, Carmella might have been I don't think she was necessarily a project, somebody they were trying to get over as much as, like, Charlotte. They knew she wasn't as good as her. I think they just wanted to establish her as a main player on the roster, really. Jinder, I felt like they were trying to build a star out of him. You know, like a big heel star. And that failed miserably because, much like Corbin, we just didn't want to see him. I think Carmella's in a good position right now with R-Truth. All that shit Truth is doing with this title is pretty fun. Grand Metalik is the last one in there with Lars. Lars will dispose of him in about 5 seconds, I guess. Is anyone bored? Nobody better be bored. You're here with me, y'all. This is a great place to be. 250 folks in here right now. That's awesome. We all do me a favor. And a few of you, like maybe 50 of you, 50 of the 250, we all smash that thumbs up button for me. Try to get me like to 100 or so likes. I'd appreciate it. Make sure you shoot me a subscription and come hang out with me every Monday night when we're watching this nonsense. It's usually pretty fun. Even if we have a bad show, we usually have fun. Oh God, don't hurt the piñatas. Oh, piñatas. Hey, if there's a Butterfinger in there, we all grab it for me. That was a gnarly bump. Those piñatas broke his fall, though. I will be watching the NBA Finals. I got it pulled up on the TV over here. I don't think it starts for another half an hour or so, though. Rooting hard for them Raptors, man. Hometown boy, Kawhi Leonard. Did y'all read about these reports that it was like balls hot in Saudi Arabia and people were just miserable, like the working conditions were beyond unbearable? Sound just like a miserable experience. I would not go. I would do everything in my power to not make that trip if I worked there. That would be more motivation for me to become a big star than anything else. Forget about the title belts and the legacy. I would want to become a big enough star to where I could call my own fucking shots with WWE. Like, no, I'm not going, assholes. Headbutt to Grand Metalik. That'll be all she wrote. Hey, we got a big monster heel coming in. Let's just put them against a bunch of guys and jobbers for 3 weeks, like we do every single other person like that. Who do you think would win between Lars Sullivan and Lord Tenzai? I think Sullivan's more athletic. 105 in the ring? Damn. We had a hot as fuck day here. In some parts out in East County, it was over 100. And here, it was about 95. It's still about 90 right now. Hot here. I loved it. I had a bunch of errands to run today. I was out there just flips, shorts. Just like I like it. But being in Saudi Arabia and trying to work under those conditions, damn, I couldn't imagine. They're like, get me back on that plane home now. Renee forced to wear. Oh yeah, they have to. All the women have to do that. It's a shame they couldn't pull off that women's match. There was some talk of it. Natalia and Alexa Bliss were flown over there. They did some charity stuff. They think they visited some sick kids in hospitals, and they were wearing the full-on beekeeper suits. But I was really hoping they could pull something off and like get a match done. But you never know. We still have like a few more years of this. What do y'all think the odds are of that before WWE's deal with Saudi Arabia is up? Do you think they'll get the girls in there in the ring? I'm almost thinking they'll likely do it eventually. I think either way, I don't care. But it would be kind of cool if they actually pulled that off. Hey, R-Truth, you're the only reason I tuned in tonight. Carmella, you might be the second reason I tuned in tonight. Man, oh Jesus. How come, do these people just follow? EC3. He's got a solo cup in his hand. Oh, not on the elevator. Damn it. I do not want R-Truth to lose the title. I'm so nervous right now. Man, I hope all those wrestlers don't get in that elevator, man. What if it snaps? Cedric! I didn't even recognize you. Why did they wait so long? They're in the elevator on the elevator cam. Oh shit, and it broke. EC3 thinks it's hilarious. He's like, I got a drink, so at least I'm good. Oh my god, they're not gonna go family style on Carmella, are they? That ain't PG. Sorry, Corey. Oh, and they're cutting away? Alright, so they're all in there. I wonder how many times the belt will change hands inside the elevator while they're stuck in it. It's quite the outfit there, Lacey. Michael Cole just openly refers to Seth as her boyfriend, so it's only going to be a matter of time before that becomes a storyline. Because if they're making that shit on TV... It's not going to be long before they're going to be doing something in the ring together. Be a mixed tag, or Seth will run in and save her, or vice versa. I don't know, something like that. It'll happen. Mike Witt, thanks for another one, dude. Appreciate it. Did you see that hilarious or hellacious neck bump at Dominion? Yeah, I actually posted it on my Twitter page. I just recorded it with my camera as I was watching. Or with my phone. I saw your Twitch. I will take Flair's 29th year over Jericho's. That was one of the questions I posed. I watched the entire Dominion show, stayed up late, stayed up to 4:30 in the morning, watched it, loved it. And I'm watching Jericho in the main event, and it wasn't the greatest main event ever, but Jericho still wrestles at a high level, and he still held up well in that match with Okada. The finish was a little kind of like underwhelming, but like still a really good match. And when I'm watching that, I wrote on Twitter, I'm like, name me a better 29-year veteran. Jericho, I think, debuted in 1990, putting him 29 years in the business, in the ring. Name me somebody that was as good as him at 29 years. There's really no one. Probably only two guys. Number one was Ric Flair, who I think went 36 years. So in his 29th year, he was wrestling at a high level. The only other one is Rey Mysterio, who's wrestling, I think it's like 30 years in now, and who's still pretty badass because he started at such a young age, like 14 or 15 years old. So other than those two, nobody else. You know, Bret Hart, Shawn Michaels, Undertaker, is the only other one that has wrestled like at that level. And I'm not talking about just necessarily who's as good in the ring, but Jericho is a combination of still pretty good in the ring for somebody his age, and he's wrestling at a high level. You know, he got an IWGP World Heavyweight title shot in one brand. He's getting the AEW title shot in another. He's held multiple titles in the past couple of years outside of the WWE. Had a big WrestleMania match recently with Kevin Owens and big angles going on there. You know, I just think he's just amazing for his age and to still be going this hard. I think you can probably count on one hand guys that wrestled for 29 years. And not only, I'm not looking for people who just wrestled for 29 years. I'm saying being 29 years in the business and still relevant, still performing at a high level, and still contending for championships. Those are like my three big criterias there. There's really nobody else, aside from those like 3 or 4 guys that we've ever seen in the business. Even Hogan, his 29th year in the business was 2006. So he wrestled Randy Orton at SummerSlam, but that was it. You know, his world title runs were long gone after that, or by that point. So Jericho's the man. I have a ton of respect for him, man. Awesome. But the head bump that you referenced was insane. And that was one of the better matches, the Naito and Ibushi match. But, oh my god. Yikes, yikes, yikes. I like the angle they set up, too, after Jericho's loss. I think he attacked Okada with the chair, started kicking his ass. Tanahashi, I think, was doing guest commentary, something on the Japanese side. Jumped over, started attacking Jericho. So now you've set up that match, which we haven't seen yet, which will be fun. So every time, you know, a couple times a year, I stay up and watch these New Japan pay-per-views. I fucking have a blast. You know, I had all my lights off, just chilling, eating snacks, live tweeting, middle of the night. Nobody's awake but me. Watching Japanese wrestling, watching guys kill each other. Oh, God, Trey Williams, man, that's a tough one. But thank you for the $2. My Mount Rushmore of WWE. That's a pretty common question. It depends on the criteria that I use. Am I talking biggest stars, greatest wrestlers, most successful? There's a whole bunch of different pieces of criteria, and you can only have, what, 4 guys? I'll think about it and get back to you before the end of the show. Becky Lynch and Lacey again at Stomping Grounds. I wish we could go back to the way it was in like 1999 or 2000. Oh God, it's one of these split screen interview jobs. All right.
Where I come from, ladies go first. But if chivalry is dead here in
Lacey, shut up. Dominique, thanks for the $5, dude. It might be Becky Seth versus Beth and Edge. True that. I don't think Edge can wrestle, though. With all the Twitter beef, Becky and Edge said, ask the real man for the match with her and Beth. Interesting. They could be going there, because something's going on. I don't know why Becky and Edge are even beefing on Twitter. I can understand maybe Beth Phoenix and them trying to put that match together, but Edge is getting involved, and it's just weird. And Becky is like this beloved babyface, and we all love Edge and Beth. I don't like these babyfaces attacking each other. Seems stupid. Seems like it's going to divide the audience.
Someone like me. Don't pretend like you know anything about me, Becky.
Unless Edge is wondering in his head if he can come back and have one more match or something, if he's protected or safe, and maybe he feels like he wants to do that. Maybe he wants to have a match with his wife. I don't know. Because I've been wondering, I'm like, why are they even beefing, you know? Thanks, Joshua, for the super chat, man. You're awesome. Missing Raw. Anything new? Not at the moment, no. We got an Owens and Rollins main event. Becky and Lacey split screen interview right now, and Lars beat the Pinata Party. That's about it so far.
What a cute speech. But you're not fooling me, sweetheart. All this man bravado you've got going on is just a mask. Because deep down, what really drives you is not your obsession with being champion. It's fear.
I think Edge could work a safe match, but do we want to put him in there with Edge? Or I'm sorry, with Seth? Do we want to put a guy with neck issues in there with Seth?
You, honey.
I'm sure Seth would be completely safe, but no buckle bombs for Edge if that match happens.
Stomping grounds, that fear will come
Ask
true
Sting.
when Becky 2 belts becomes Becky no belts. Because I will take your Raw Women's Championship.
What you're gonna take is a slap upside the head and another loss. That's what you're
I'm
gonna
done with you. I'll see you tonight.
Alright, yeah. Put on your granny's knickers that you call wrestling gear and I'll see you out there. Slap the head off you, you
Not arguing with you, sweetheart.
Mike.
Well, thank you, ladies, for joining us here tonight. Nonetheless, they will be in action a bit later on for the Raw Women's
Yeah, Beth Phoenix is not someone that I'd pick a fight with as a man. So I can't imagine a woman doing it. Yeah, Becky. She might pull a full-blown Nia Jax on your face. Better be careful. Yeah. Boy, WWE's bad when not only people are canceling their own subscriptions, but other people's too. Thanks for that, Roderick.
But, you know, last week I went to SmackDown, won the right to face
That's cool. You can cancel my subscription because then I'll sign up for a free trial and get a month for free. So you just saved me $9.99. Thanks, dude. I'm assuming you have my password. Go ahead and do it.
Sorry. But honestly, I can't believe Bailey's doing this again. What's Bailey done? What she always does. Bailey is a master manipulator. She's not really the kid high-fiving San Jose hometown hugger. That's just the Bailey she wants you to see.
Hometown hooker?
I know the real Bailey.
She'd call her a hometown hooker?
Bailey was so just
Bailey, a hooker? Could you imagine Bailey on the side of the road dressed like her?
just because of our different backgrounds, she made me feel you're so undeserving to be here and still does.
Hey, baby, you want looking for a good time? I'll bring my inflatable doll.
Other than that,
Or my
she just
inflatable
feels
arm thing.
so alienated. You know, you can
Why did she call her a hooker? That, unless I heard wrong.
We'll start to see through it. Maybe that's why I'm this way now. Why now? Your friend. You know, Nikki, it's different with you. You know, I can just be Lexi, and it's so nice. And
Lexi.
Sorry, I didn't mean to put my whole life story at you. No, it's okay. I understand what it's like to be on the outside, looking in. So you forgive me and you'll be in my corner tonight? Let's play.
This feels like the most unnatural alliance I've ever seen.
Can you believe Bailey treated Alexa that way? That's terrible.
What is Miz doing? I forgot. Oh yeah, the other one, Terry Funk. That's right, Mike Witt. Yeah, Terry Funk wrestled that long, but again, I argue by his 29th year, again, I don't think was wrestling at the same level as Jericho is currently. But he's definitely like an honorable mention for sure. And plus, isn't he still going? Didn't he wrestle like last weekend or something, Terry Funk? That guy. He's in a class by himself. You can't even compare him. He's like a 59-year veteran.
The butterfly.
Interview with Joe. Yeah, that's right. So Samoa Joe is back to being U.S. champ again, which is fine. Sucks Mysterio got hurt again. We were talking about him earlier. He's a 30-year veteran. I mean, I think it's time for Ray to... Because, I mean, every time he comes back, it's just like he can't have any sort of a significant run. You don't want to make any long-term plans for him because he gets hurt. Is that what we're looking at so far? 6 minutes of wrestling so far in 38 minutes of the show? And that was all a stupid match, too. It was Lars and the Pinata Boys. Terry Funk versus Undertaker, the next Saudi Arabia? I don't know. Terry Funk's going to be having a match with a real Undertaker pretty soon. Both of them are. Yeah, I did hear about his wife. I knew that. Yeah, Josh, I got the NBA Finals. They're not on yet. I think they start at 6 for me, 6 p.m. And they're on the big TV in the living room there. So I'm going to eyeball it, rooting hard for Toronto. I'm ready for the NBA to start pushing new stars. Tired of Golden State not putting anyone over. And this loss, I mean, it's going to... I mean, there's still going to be an incredible dynasty, but, I mean, it is going to lower their finals record to, I believe, 3-2. And how many have they been to in a row? 5, right? 5 in a row? Or 6 in a row. I remember they won, and then the next year they lost in that Game 7 to the Cavs, and then I think they won the next 2. So this, yeah, so that'll 3, and if they lose here, it'll be 3-2 in the finals, I think. So that suddenly doesn't make it that crazy good, but they still went to 5 or 6 of them damn things in a row, which is crazy.
There's so many stores you can choose from. And they're adding new stores every single day.
You have 2 choices. Either in-store, you can still get savings, or you can do it online.
Yeah, it's in-store and online. Exactly. So it depends where you like to shop.
The browser extension to me is the best. Hit activate and just shop as normal, and then you're good to save.
It's almost like you're getting paid to shop. Go to Rakuten.com and sign up today for a $10 bonus.
You know, the only problem with the, what the hell is that?
Remember when we were lost in the wilderness? 3 went in, 2 came out.
I don't know when the last time I saw a Snapple commercial was.
Snapple tastes just like fruit, but Snapple.
At Simple Mobile, you get the no contract advantage. Unlimited talk, text, and data now for $20 a month with new activation fees and no contract ever. All on a lightning fast 4G LTE nationwide network. That's our best deal ever. Simple Mobile, out with the old, in with the simple.
That's big slow. The original pan pizza from Pizza Hut is here. The thick, crispy, buttery crust. It's the original. It is
Sorry, I just thought of a tweet. Thought it would be funny.
time. Get it on the $7.99 large 2-topping
Tuesdays. If you love the Grizzlies, you'll love the Rockies.
Sammy Rock your world. Ready for your VIP experience.
Twice the attitude, twice the love.
This is awesome.
1 full hour of laughs.
It's Saturday.
All new episodes of Crispy Knows Best, followed by the Rockies. It all starts Tuesdays at 10 on USA.
I mean, I didn't expect Kawhi to stick around in Toronto very long, but, like, if they do win tonight, why wouldn't he stay there? They're virtually guaranteed to go to the finals next year. You're in the East. You know, you're the best team. Nobody's going to contend with you next year. In the East, they'll likely go back. I mean, Milwaukee's good. And Boston, I don't know. I don't see anybody being able to contend with them in the East next year if they keep the team intact, you know? Like, so if I'm Kawhi, unless he wants to go and come back here and go to LA or something, or even team up with LeBron and with the Lakers, or go to the Clippers, or go somewhere like that and come back to the West Coast, fine. Be good to have him here, but if he wants rings, he should stay in Toronto. I mean, he knocked off, assuming they don't blow this 3-1 lead, which is very possible, because Golden State's a great team, and they blew a 3-1 lead a couple years ago, so the finals are by no means over. But if they win tonight, if you want rings, stay right where the fuck where you are, man. I mean, rings just flying at you. You know, if you beat the Warriors 4-1, why would they not be the favorites to win it all next year? If they do that to the Warriors, you know? Although the Warriors are somewhat depleted.
Version of Godzilla. He is vicious, he is sadistic, and he is your new United States champion. Please welcome Samoa Joe.
What's up, Catherine? Good to see you. Good evening. On a scale of 1 to shitstorm, how bad is Raw? So far, I'm gonna give it like a category 5 diarrhea hurricane with like fart tornadoes and poo rain. Somewhere like that. Somewhere in there. Or it rains pee. That's what it is. Mike Witt, you would cheer for Toronto, but I hate Drake in the crowd. Oh yeah, he's always there, right? Well, I guess he's, you know, it's like Jack Nicholson in L.A. That's funny. I guess I know about Drake being there, but I don't care. Like, Toronto, they don't win nothing. Like, they can win a title. Wouldn't bother me. Chris, thanks for the $5, dude. Appreciate it. If Golden State can't three-peat, does that make you appreciate MJ more since he did it twice in 8 years? Yeah, I mean, can't really appreciate MJ more. I already appreciate him. I don't need to appreciate him anymore. I grew up in the '80s, and I remember him vividly. So Michael Jordan doesn't need any more appreciation from me. I already knew what he did was crazy because had he not retired, he would have won 8 in a row. Because their 3 titles were in between, were spread out, and with his retirement in the middle. So had he never retired, I think he would have had 8 in a row. I really do. Nathan, thanks for the $2. Missed the first hour. Anything interesting? No. That's all I'm going to say. No. Nothing interesting. And they're showing the replay right now. We got Miz TV with Samoa Joe, and last week they're showing Joe attacking Ray, who was... He hadn't had surgery yet, I don't think. Or I don't even know if he's having surgery, but I can't believe he actually got roughed up pretty good there while injured. Oh, your pair of snacks are gone. That's so sad.
He had a shoulder injury while fully acknowledging that your shoulders were not fully on the mat during Money in the Bank. He was honest, he was heartfelt, he was a gentleman, and yet you still felt that you needed to slap the cochina clutch on him. Yeah, so?
Yeah.
Thank you for that in-depth answer. You also threatened his son, Dominic.
I know, Nathan. Thanks again for another one, man. The Stomping Grounds really does feel like all rematches.
Involving another man's family.
But in reality, it's Super Showdown that fucked everything up. This was probably all the plans for Stomping Ground as it was, but then Super Showdown fell in first, and they had to just do that. It's so screwed up.
Well, here's what you need to understand. You see, those lines belong to you. And when it comes to getting what I want, there is no such thing as too far. Now, as I understood it, I was coming out here to discuss potential challengers to my United States Championship. But if you want to continue down the road of stepping across lines, then maybe we'll delve in it together, and maybe I should be talking about your family.
Oh, Lord, now Samoa Joe's going to beat up the Miz's dad, too? Oh, are we going to give Braun a belt? That's nice. We get Joe and Braun in some kind of match here? Yeah, I saw Justin Bieber challenging Tom Cruise to a fight. Fuck Justin Bieber. We should challenge me to a fight. Are we going to get this match at Stomping Grounds for the title? When is that? It's 23rd, I think. Who's now coming out? Oh, Lashley. Oh, good. Let's make a 4-way for the U.S. title. Let's just do that. Or we can make a tag team match. This might be Strowman, Miz versus Lashley and Joe. Let's get Teddy Long out there and make this happen. Where you at, Teddy?
So going after Super Showdown, you're just gonna try to move on. I'm gonna tell you one thing. I'm not done with you yet, Braun. And Samoa Joe, we got history together. So you know if anybody deserves a shot at that United States Championship, it should be me.
Oh, Jesus. Why is Ricochet coming out here? Alright, so we're going to set up a #1 contenders match, or something. Who's in charge these days? Who comes out and makes a match?
Arguing about who's bigger and who's stronger. And obviously that's not me. But after my 2 victories over Cesaro, I want to use that momentum and I want to step up and I want to win my first championship.
Oh, that's right. I've got my TV on ESPN. I think I got to put it on ABC. Oh, yeah. Whoops. No wonder the game's not on. Oh, yeah, ABC. Oh, Cesaro. Nailed. Cesaro sporting some new-ish gear. He's had a couple of some new gear ideas lately.
Chaos on Monday Night Raw, and Braun Strowman faces ROP.
Miz, take your thing off if you're gonna fight people.
Moment, Strowman
Can't take anybody seriously trying to fight someone in that. You're a damn idiot. All right, we're gonna get a 6-man here. Miz, Ricochet, Strowman. Okay, when we come back from commercial, we will be in the middle of that 6-man match. And Michael Cole will say, during the commercial break, it was announced that there will be a 6-man match, and we're joining that match right now in progress, and something else stupid. And that's what will happen.
Once you start smoking, the consequences will find you. Package for James Miser. Cigarettes may leave you with stained teeth, lip disease,
Time to switch to the NBA. I literally have 4 screens in view. I've got the game here, I've got Raw here, I've got the chat in front of me, and I've got myself pulled up over here along with Twitter. So I'm everywhere. I'm everywhere, fucker.
Switch to Metro and get the best deal in wireless. Get 2 unlimited lines for just $80 with Amazon Prime included. Fantastic! Plus, get 2 free Samsung Galaxy phones. Only at Metro.
Yeah, I mean, there's absolutely no way we're not going to come back from this commercial with a 6-man match going on. The show is just so repetitive and just so stupid, so uncreative. Same shit every week. Somebody cuts some promo, somebody else comes out to confront him, then somebody else comes out, a whole bunch of people come out, commercial break, tag match. Ugh. I stand corrected on the 24/7 title so far. Was not a fan of the idea, thought it was going to be stupid. So far, I've been pretty entertained by it. I still think this concept has a shelf life. I still think you cannot run with something like this for years. And especially when you're doing so much off-site stuff and producing so many segments, you know, outside of the arena and you know, places like that, you know, sooner or later, it's going to be like, okay, we get it, you know. So it's fun right now, but again, I'm be surprised if 1 year from today, that belt is still a fun thing to watch. We'll see. I ain't saying I'm right. Yeah, what if they made the tag match and it ended during the commercial break? I don't know, Mike Witt, man. That Bieber, Tom Cruise. And why does Bieber have a problem with Tom Cruise? And Bieber is like a kid. And why is he challenging some 60-year-old dude to a fight? Doesn't make you look tough. Challenge me to a fight, you little shit. Put us in AEW. I could use a contract, some money, to beat your little fucking pansy ass. Oh, Bieber does MMA? It's so funny, like, I still couldn't even take him seriously. Even if he trained for like 5 years and he could probably kill me, I still, like, just wouldn't be able to believe that he could beat me up. And then I'd fight him and he'd probably whoop my ass. Hey, Greg got his ass kicked by the Biebs. And I got it on video. Y'all want to watch? I wonder if that would get me any new subscribers. Post that shit on my YouTube page. Hey, you want to see me get my ass kicked by the worst fucking musician that's ever goddamn lived? Or singer, or whatever he does. What's he considered? He's not a musician. He's a singer. Cruz is only... No, there's no way Cruz is 46 or 48. Cruz is not just a couple years older than me. There's no way. He's older than me. I mean, hell, Risky Business was like 1984, man. Jesus. Strowman with the nip up. What is happening? Braun Strowman nips up, then he does a somersault roll through to duck under a clothesline or something. You know what I'd really like to see? I mean, I'd like to see a properly pushed Strowman of his current physical stature, like how good, big, strong, athletic he is, versus like a 1996 giant in WCW. That would be a fucking hoss fright from hell right there. God, if Strowman was in WCW in '96, he'd be working with Hogan as the Yeti's twin brother, the Yeti 2, Dungeon of Doom. Looks like they're doing the anthem maybe right now on the phone. I got it on mute, so I can't tell what the fuck's going on over there. Oh, Raw's in LA next week. Ah, shit. I don't know if I have time to pull that off. Oh, shit.
Staking claim to what is truly his. By attacking a man who's already injured is going to be out of action for some time. This is Samoa Joe felt that Rey Mysterio stole his United States Championship. I'm not saying you have to agree with it, but are you going to be the one to tell Samoa Joe otherwise?
Samoa Joe stops at nothing. I mean,
Is this really only the second match we've had tonight?
targeting Rey Mysterio's son Dominic. I mean, where does it go?
By this point, I don't know how anybody's still surprised. His tag.
Here comes Ricochet.
Has had his issues with Cesaro. And there's the quickness of Ricochet. Lashley bounced off the apron. Samoa Joe can't catch him. Ricochet with a boot to the face.
Ricochet is just stupid athletic. Oh, good spot there. And I'd really like to see Cesaro get his shit together one day too, but I've almost lost hope on him.
Looking for that opportunity.
There's the power of Cesaro. Ricochet, though, lands on his feet. Look at that.
All right, we're maintaining a pretty decent audience tonight, despite the fact that Raw's not great and they're going head-to-head with the final, so not bad. I would like a few more likes, though, if y'all could hook me up.
Ricochet over the top. And down goes Cesaro.
Aimed down hard.
Come on. Ricochet, Strowman in.
Yeah, I'd just like to see the Strowman against, like, the mid-90s Giant, too, because he was athletic back then. I mean, he was doing nip-ups. He was doing top-rope drop kicks at his size. He's bigger than Strowman.
That says Mary on it.
I just think that, that would be a fun match.
Mary?
All right, we got a commercial, so I'm going to grab another fresh, cold one.
Can't believe it. That I won the best of sweepstakes and I get to be in this Geico commercial.
Let's do the eyebrows first. Just tease them a little.
Oh, I love having Mondays off. They are the best.
The squirrels follow me all the way out to California.
Where's my beer?
And there's a very strange badger staring at me.
No, I didn't realize how easy it was to save hundreds of dollars on my car insurance with Geico.
Where's the camel?
Mr. Big Shot's got his own trailer.
All right.
Believe it. Geico can save you 15% or more on your car insurance.
All right, we are back. Oh, you did? Well, damn, Mike. You sent me so many super chats, I can't keep track of them. You are awesome. Mike is always the man. Mike is so damn generous that he donates so often that I fucking miss chats from him all the time. I saw your Bieber one. What's the other one I missed? Oh, okay. I saw. You want to see me versus Ellsworth? Yeah. I always liked Ellsworth until all that creepy shit came out about him. Him, I know I could take. But I would not want to get my ass kicked by Justin Bieber. I would not be able to live that down. So maybe I'll refrain from challenging the Biebs.
The body was stabbed 13 times. The prints looked to fit a toddler.
And Mike, like I say every week, don't jinx me on the cats. Right now, they're both in Eye's view and they're both asleep. But every time y'all ask about them, they show up. It's like they know. Shit, sorry about bumping that. I still, I'm bumping the desk and I'm laughing because I still have not opened my fucking boom stand. It's still in the package. I showed you guys it was in the background on camera like 2 weeks ago. I'm like, there's my new mic stand, but I still haven't extended the desk the way I want to yet, so I haven't opened it, but I need to fucking open that. Set it up and start using it. June is the month where a lot of the big changes are going to take place, so this is my month to start. So next like 2 or 3 weeks, everything will be coming together here on the channel. Still trying to come up with ideas of how to handle the podcasts. You know, and I'm thinking about maybe doing a weekly type of live deal or something like that. And then do more recorded, edited stuff for like other videos and other stuff. Just ideas. I'm still trying to figure it out. By the time we get to fall and AEW starts and SmackDown moves to Fox, I'll have the entire kind of schedule tight the way I want it, and where you guys will be able to follow what I'm doing. But I think a lot of what I do this summer is going to be a lot of like work in progress, trying things out, seeing if I like it, changing it, shit like that. So I've kind of left myself open. But you guys good. It's good. You guys can kind of hang out and experience it with me. Give me your feedback. Let me know what you like about my changes, what you don't, shit like that. So visually, you'll start seeing a few more changes take place like extremely soon. I actually thought some of it will be already done. I'm just procrastinating an IKEA trip. I really don't want to do it. That place is scary. Last time I went in there with like 3 friends, one guy didn't make it out. We still never knew what happened to him. He's been missing. God, I love Cesaro. He's honestly probably my favorite dude in this match. Probably the one that's pushed the least. People love Bieber. That's why everyone talks about him. No, I talk about a whole lot of people that I hate. I loved his roast though. That was great. Even the roasters hated him. You know, like they were just brutal on him. One of the roasters, I swear, was just like, "I don't like you, man. I just don't like you." He was just plain and simple about it. I just thought it was fucking hilarious. Yeah, he's a little piece of shit, man. Thanks for the super chat, RC. Appreciate that. Yeah, the main things, the 2 main things I'm changing. Number 1 is I'm changing some stuff cosmetically. You know, I got a kind of new logo done. I got a couple new intros working out. Just some, you know, just to polish it up a little bit. You know, and then I got a new camera, new computer, new shit like that to kind of just give it a little more polished of a look. But I also want to change up a lot of my video ideas. What I'm becoming to realize is that some of those weekly podcasts that I am editing are just taking too goddamn long to do. And especially when they're like a weekly deal and they're obsolete a week later, I'm spending way too much time editing them. Because I enjoy recording a podcast because that way I can do retakes, or if I talk for a minute and a half about an opinion and then I think to myself, I think I can reword that to make it sound better, I have the luxury to do that. But because I do it that way, it takes me a long time to like edit the podcast when I'm done. So that's got to stop. I want to dedicate more time like that to doing reviews and doing shit that YouTube videos can have a longer shelf life that won't be obsolete in 1 week. So I want to concentrate on a lot of my heavy editing and my recording for videos like that. And then a lot of the current product, because it does suck so bad right now, maybe do a little bit more of that on camera type of stuff. And I have to get better. If I'm going to do a podcast and I'm going to do it live one take, I have to get better how I deliver my message and shit like that. So I'll probably start out sucking at it real bad, but then gradually get better kind of thing. Because without the luxury of editing, sometimes I'm at the mercy of my own screw-ups or stutters or inconsistencies or whatever, you know? So, and my overall goal above anything else was to distribute more content that I already do, but find a way to spend less time of my life working on it. You know, because I don't want to do it every single day. You know, so it's that sort of thing is what's going on now. Because I want to grow the channel. I want subscribers to keep coming. And I don't think what I was doing previously was that practical, and I think changes needed to be made. So we're going to try this. We'll see how it works. And I think whenever there's a major issue, like a shitty Goldberg or Undertaker match, or somebody gets released, fired, someone dies, any sort of big story, I can still come up and do little videos on that. That's what the mic drops are for, and you know, I'm going to be increasing how many This Day in Histories I do. Little things like that, just to make the channel fun. And I think sometimes 10 to 20 minute long videos are a lot easier than an hour and a half long podcast, you know? And then my live streams are just extra. That's just for bonus. That's just me hanging out with you guys on Mondays. I generally delete these the next day. It's just a way for me to interact with you. Miz is getting the hell swung out of him right now. I've lost count. 20-ish? I would not want to be in that move. All right, I can see out of my peripherals that I got super chats flying in. I got yours, RC. Oh, Barry, not re- I'm trying to figure out how I'm gonna do that, Barry. The Benoit video. The first thing I have to do is start watching those matches, man. That is gonna be a pain in the ass, but I'm gonna do that at some point and then just start working on it. But I don't know how I'm gonna. That one will probably be more of an edited, recorded one because I think that would make for a better video than me trying to like live stream something like that. So that'll be coming. That's on the docket, dude. But I'm shit in the middle of stuff, and that video is gonna be very time consuming to do. So I'll get to it. It's on the list, but it's not at the top of my list. Mike, thanks for the $5, dude. Best wrestler ever to not be world champion. I love that question. As Strowman beats the shit out of Cesaro here. Yours would be Owen Hart. He's on my list too. A lot of people have the same ones. To me, there's 3 biggies. Owen, Perfect, Razor. Top 3. Then there's a second tier, and you can think of guys like... Hell, I don't even know. Those are my top 3. There's probably a few more modern ones. I mean, hell, I'm looking at a bunch of them in the ring right now. Right now, Cesaro, fucking Strowman. Oh, come on, Strowman, you can get him up. Damn, he struggled to get Joe up, but he got him up. Hell yeah. He's running away. I mean, it's going to be some multi-man deal at Stomping Grounds. Oh. Ooh, Ricochet. Jesus. God. And Mike, I'm still trying to think of like another one besides the Owen Perfect and Razor. I know there's somebody else in my head. I would probably say Martel, but he was AWA champ. That kind of counts. Damn, he landed the 630 right on Cesaro's knee. Shit. Fuck. I almost think that's legit. You saw Ricochet lean over and say sorry. I think he's 630'd on his knee. I hope Cesaro's just selling. It looked like during the pin, Ricochet said sorry. Imagine that feeling. You hurt somebody, you know you hurt somebody, but you gotta still act like, you know, you're happy to win. It's gotta be hard. I'm hoping Cesaro is just overselling the knee. We don't want him to be injured, not right after he's freshly moved to singles. All right, let's take a look at the 630 here. Oh! Well, it didn't really hit him on the knee. Looked like it more hit his thigh and arm. Maybe he just sold the knee for some reason. I hope he's all right. Barry, I agree with that for sure. Jake the Snake. Rude and Vader, I consider world champions. Unless we're talking strictly WWE. Are we still on that subject? Piper, yeah, Piper's one, obviously. But Rude and Vader both were WCW champs. So they've been world champs. Jake, though, is an excellent one. Piper as well, obviously. Piper's good. Yeah, AWA, I don't know if that necessarily counts for Kurt Hennig. I guess it does. And Jerry Lawler, I never really thought was a great wrestler, so I wouldn't even put him in that category. Big star, but like best wrestlers, like better, like I'm thinking in terms of workers, you know. Jake was a great worker. Arn was a great worker. Owen, Razor, guys like that, great workers. JYD was a great worker young. when he worked the South, but still, the other guys are better. I put Arn above like JYD. And plus, JYD was never brought into WWE to be holding titles. All right, Alexa Lacey against Becky Bailey. And wild card rule. My God, the stupidity. Von Erich. Well, Kerry Von Erich won the NWA title, so he's the world champion. DiBiase would be on the list too. These are all great. CM Punk. Oh, not Kerry. Well, no, none of the other brothers. I don't think were. I never considered any of them like a travesty that they never won it. I'm also thinking of terms of guys that like should have won it. Like I feel like Owen should have had a run. I feel like Perfect should have had a run. Hall should have had a run. They were all good enough. I don't feel that way about the other. And Bigelow. Bigelow for sure. Especially in that mid-90s era where they needed some heels, man. Bigelow would have been great. I think the Click caused problems for Bigelow. But again, ECW, I don't know if that counts or not. So I guess if we're going to go that question, it should be WCW, NWA, WWE. Maybe ECW, AWA, none of those count. Strictly like the big two majors. In terms of that. I think this girl right here should be a world champion. I think you should be on the list, car commercial lady.
Just valuable information. 99% of people who apply get approved, even if their credit is you can do it in 2 minutes from anywhere. All you need is your phone. iPhone. Everybody does.
Yeah, well, Magnum TA is kind of, you can't really judge that one because of the accident. I think had that not happened, he automatically, absolutely would have been. We would never be having this conversation about him. He would have won multiple titles in the NWA for sure. He might make his way to WWE one day and find some gold there too. But Magnum, I think, would have tasted it, especially in the AWA, had he not got hurt. All right, the game is underway. Here we go. Tip off. Come on, Raptors. You got a chance to celebrate at home in front of your fans. Because I think it goes 2-2, 1-1-1. Is that how it goes? I think it used to be 2-3-2 in the series for the 7 games, and now I think it's 2-2. 2 in Toronto, 2 in Golden State, and now they're in Toronto tonight. If Golden State wins, they head back to Golden State, right? And they have a chance to force a Game 7, which will then be back in Toronto. So Toronto either wins here, or they're going to be back here for Game 7. I don't know if they're going to win 3 games in Oracle, especially one of them being an elimination game. That's going to be a tall order. So I think it's like, win now, or you're going 7 for Toronto. So I'm rooting for them. Hope they win.
Just bring it back and we'll remake it for free.
Davey Boy, thank you. I actually thought Davey might have had a run too. I thought they could have given him the title in WCW. I'm surprised he never won it there. And almost he had a chance to win it in WWE. One of my favorite matches of Davey Boy Smith of all time was when he turned heel in '95 and worked with Brett at In Your House. That was a great match. In Hershey, maybe? Forgot where it was. Pennsylvania somewhere. Very ECW type of match for that audience. Bloody as hell. Brett was disgusting in that match, but it was good and gritty. Felt like an NWA match. I liked it. Yeah, KD is going to play tonight, isn't he? I don't think he's out there currently, but I think they're going to try to play him. I really hope he leaves, man. Oh no, Durant's in and he's shooting a 3 right now. And he hits it and they're up 8-2 early. Yikes, I'm already nervous for Toronto. What's the rad keys? Scott Hall, yeah. Jason, Scott Hall's definitely on the list. Old Sammy Skate Hall was not AWA champ. He never held the belt. He was not a very big star in AWA. I think he got some AWA title shots. I'm almost certain he got some AWA title shots, but he never won the belt. I did not know about this Mansoor guy. I think I might have seen him, but when I read the results of Showdown, and I'm like, he won. Who is this guy? That's good for him. Hometown thing. They did the same thing with Buddy Murphy in Australia, having him win the Cruiserweight title. I really had no issue with it, but I had no idea really who the guy was. Thanks for the super chat, Mike Witt. Yeah, Pillman worked the Pillman Jr. worked the Battle Royal, I think, right? In AEW. I don't know if he signed with AEW. I know he's working MLW a lot, but I'm sure he'll be in and out of AEW for sure. He's doing a great job of, because I mean he was so young when Brian died. I don't think he was really old enough to remember him, but that guy has studied his dad's work a lot. He's not as good as his dad, at least yet. I don't think he's as good a shape as his dad either. Pillman was just ridiculously athletic. Pillman Jr. not so much. But he's doing a great job of emulating his ring style and his look. The kid looks so much like his dad, it makes my heart skip a fucking beat. He's got the mullet and the whole deal. He looks great. I want nothing but good things for Pillman Jr. He's very approachable on social media. He and I exchanged like DMs a few months back. Really nice guy. I just want him to succeed, you know, because it is kind of like looking at Brian when you see him, you know. He does look a lot like him. And Harry Smith looks a lot like Davey, you know. The older he gets too, it's just like, damn, it's kind of crazy to see him. I can see their dads in both of them. And that almost makes it easier, you know, because I mean both guys died 5 years apart. They died so young, in their 30s. I think they're like the same age. Davey might have been a little bit older, but they were both in their 30s, and it was just horrific. So seeing them live on through the careers of their sons is kind of nice. Glad to see Alexa back in the ring. Glad you're all right. All right, Golden State 13, Toronto 10. Sassy. Ugh. Yeah, Golden State, if they're hitting on all cylinders, nobody can beat them. They're stupid three-pointers. This is the only team that I'm, like, nervous being down 3-1 that they could still easily win. And they hit another three. They're up 19-12 now. But it doesn't matter. They can be down by 20 points with 3 minutes left, and they are in it. Because within a blink of an eye, you can have Seth and Clay and Durant all hit half-court shots. I mean, the three-pointers these guys take, especially Curry, he can be like at the half-court line and he'll shoot it. There'll be 15 seconds left on the shot clock. He'll just shoot it. He'll make it. Like, if I would have seen this shit in the 80s, I would have been fucking blown away. When I was a kid, like, the NBA record for three-pointers in a game was like 7. Curry's had like 7 1/4 before. That team's stupid. And I love Steve Kerr. Like, I'm only hating on the Warriors because I'm just sick and damn tired of them, and I really lost my love for them when KD went there. Because I thought Durant was just ring chasing. I thought it was a cheap way out, and even worse than what LeBron did. At least LeBron went to a brand new team and tried to develop it with D. Wade and stuff. Durant went to a team that's already won the title. So I was just over him at that point. But Steve Kerr's like my favorite coach in the NBA. He lives in the area here. He comes into my restaurant a lot. He even guest bartended a couple years ago in my restaurant for charity. Came in and was like slinging drinks behind the bar. It was cool. So I like him a lot. But I'm really over the Golden State Roman Reigns. It's time for them to lose.
Southern Belle, Lacey Evans. Wow. Very impressive athleticism.
By the way, this tag match is going on.
Kick out by Baylor.
My problem with Lacey is that she seems like she already thinks she's got that championship victory in the bag.
Your problem with Lacey is that you're a nasty, Renee. Here's the cover.
You're a nasty.
Hook of the leg, kick out.
I'm about to compliment somebody else that everybody hates. Corey Graves is good. Like, he really does kind of crack me up sometimes with just some of the off to the side shit that he says. It's not easy to do that stuff, you know? Especially if you got a psychopath in your ear feeding you lines. To even attempt or try to be yourself, it's got to be very difficult to do. And Corey, more often than not, does a good job, I feel.
Great rivalry as well. These two over the years, Becky. And here comes the man with a flying forearm to Alexa Bliss. Now out of the corner.
More pain for Alexa Bliss on deck.
Prime for the exploder and Lacey Evans saving her partner.
What happened to Corey's hair? I don't know. I think he came to his senses. Got a normal haircut for once. There's one thing that I've really been disgusted with. Oh my god, that was a terrible sliding dropkick by Bayley. One thing that drives me nuts about dudes in the last like 10 years or so are the ridiculous haircuts that are becoming in style. Like shit that I just would have laughed my ass off about like 20 years ago. The whole shaved on the sides and then long on top shit that every dude in the world has. Oh my god. And Corey was like the worst offender of all of them. And the dudes who wear the super ankle high, tight, skinny jeans with loafers with no socks. Can we just gather up these assholes and toss them off a cliff, please? And rid the world of them? Such a silly ass way to dress, man. But yeah, Corey's hair, I always hated. So now he looks a little bit better. I like him. Yeah, Mike, the Bucks had a solid team. I'm a Pistons fan, so I'm not a real big fan of your Bucks. Although I got a ton of family in Milwaukee. Thanks again for another $2 too. And the Pistons don't have a whole lot to cheer about when it comes to basketball, but one thing I can say is we got a better franchise than Milwaukee. At least we've had some recent titles. And some pretty like epic teams. The Bad Boys, that 04 team with Chauncey and Rip. That was one of the best starting fives like in the history of the NBA, I think. I know I do, Catherine. It's probably because I am the old man down the block. The way dudes dress, it cracks me up. Because I work with a lot of young people, too. And I got one guy, and he's so edgy, and he's like super skinny and scrawny, but he's like real emo-y. And he's got weird-ass tattoos over him, and he does that short-ass pants with the loafers and no socks. And I just look at him, I'm like, what is wrong with you? But he loves it. I always rag on him about his outfits, but it's like what's in style. It's like the young kids, what the kids wear today. But I just laugh so hard because I'm like, I can't imagine being 24 years old and wearing that. They'd lock me up. Like, this guy can't be allowed out in public like this. We got to put him in an institution. Now it's like totally normal. Hey, buddy. I feel you. Where are you? What's going on, man? You want to come join the stream? Come on. Come on. Come here, fatso. Say hi to everybody. Say hello. Good boy. Good job. All right, sit still. Don't fall. All right, 1914 Golden State. Toronto's just got to survive the onslaught, man. Keep it close. Don't get yourself down by 25. Because if you do, there will be a Game 7. And Kawhi's got to take charge and win this game.
Right now at KFC, pick any two of these favorites for only $6. This tasty bear, $6. This tasty bear.
That's cool, Paul. You're doing the same thing as me. I wish I could have like a separate camera and I'd do a split screen. So I could point the camera at the TV. We could watch the game together. Toronto's now down 3, which is good. All right, we are back from commercial break in the middle of this riveting women's tag match.
Alexa may have injured her right knee. Becky step up in Zaguri, down goes Bliss. 2 weeks away from stomping ground.
I'm responding to you, Brandon Selden, on Twitter.
Bailey versus Bliss tag made. Here comes Evans. And Lacey not allowing Becky to make the tag.
All right.
Now trash talk of the SmackDown Women's Champion Bailey.
Mike, this was Bub. He's the only one that likes to sit in my lap. Tito's kind of weird.
Forehead of Becky Lynch.
Hell of a mean streak in Lacey Evans.
Yeah, I think Klay Thompson was hurt in this too. So, I mean, the Warriors, I mean, that's the only way that anybody's going to be able to beat them is to get these guys hurt. So, Toronto caught them. They got a 3-1 lead, man. They better not blow this shit.
Cover Bailey in there.
Gregory Fuller, your guess is as good as mine, is why Shane is winning so many matches. Even beating Roman, which is pretty funny.
Right out of this, Lacey in control.
That was one thing I actually found very amusing and hilarious about Super Showdown. People were actually pissed that Roman Reigns lost the match. I was like, finally.
Stand in the way of her winning the Raw Women's
Even Roman Reigns haters knew that it was ridiculous for him to lose to Shane, which I thought was hysterical.
Not that I think it's lacking, but she does.
face first off the turnbuckle. And here comes Evans. Look at that.
Ooh, what do we got? Did they tie it up? No. Down by 1.
To pin the Raw Women's Champ here tonight. Kick out.
Come on, that crowd's got to stay in it too, man.
Becky's so close to Bailey, but
Oh, and Bailey knocked off the apron.
The Raptors need to play D. I mean, they need to play D hard.
fast. I mean, you talk about her being a newcomer here to WWE. She's doing fine if you ask me.
'Cause I don't know, aside from Danny Green on the Warriors, I mean, I think Toronto's got a better defensive team. Ow, dude, you're clawing me. Okay, you're going away. Goodbye. That hurt. Ow. Jesus. Game is tied now. Oh, he got a foul on that too. Good.
Slide knocks down Evans. And Alexa Bliss set outside the other way. And now Bailey and Bliss going at it.
Yeah, and Alexa Bliss, so we got to keep track of this nonsense here. She's a Raw girl, but she won a match on SmackDown because of the wild card bullshit, and now she's got a chance to win the SmackDown belt at Stomping Grounds, but she's on Raw. So if she wins the SmackDown belt, I don't know if that means she's on SmackDown, but it doesn't matter because there's a wild card rule and she can be wherever she wants. This is exhausting. Does WWE not know how stupid their own rule is? Like, are they all back there being like, this wild card shit's great, makes total sense. Professional teams should do this because it's so well thought out.
Length away. Evans caught Becky in the middle. What a swinging neck breaker. Into the cover. Great.
Not bad, Lacey. She's been showing some greenness in the ring a little bit, Lacey, but
Some of Lacey Evans is on full.
I still think the potential is there. She'll get better.
And Lacey dragging Becky toward the corner, and you have to wonder what
She's got a dumb gimmick, but she does have a great look.
about to find out.
She's athletic.
The lady from the middle row.
I think she can improve.
Look at that.
Oh, wow, and she went for that big moonsault and missed. Nobody home, but hit it.
What damage did that do?
And a critical moment here tonight.
She's another girl, too. As much as I like Lacey, I think she could have benefited from a year in NXT. Like, she can be champion and everything, you know? Give her some of those, like, NXT matches, you know? That Bailey and Sasha and Charlotte had, you know, to get her ready. Because I think at the end of the day, Lacey is going to wind up being a hell of a lot more credible wrestler than someone like Alexa Bliss. Alexa Bliss is the type of girl I see them bringing up early. Lacey, I feel, is like got some ability. Nikki Cross is the same thing. Well, no, Nikki, I take that back. Nikki had her title shots there. That was good. Somersault powerbomb into the turnbuckle. Or sunset powerbomb into the turnbuckle from Bailey onto Alexa. But Lacey, I think, you know, even with that gimmick, she could have just hung out in NXT for a while. Got some experience, had some big, you know, epic takeover matches. Come onto the main roster with, like, a reputation. Instead of just there. Oh, wow, look at me, I'm here. I'm the sassy Southern Belle. Hello. I'm going to get title shots now. You know, like, I don't know what the rush was with her.
Alexa Bliss looking to seal the deal.
Alexa missed, or Bailey countered the Twisted Bliss with some knees to the abdomen. Lacey with a wicked right hand onto Bailey. And that's it. And she beat, and now Lacey Evans pins the SmackDown champion. All right, so she pins a champion, gives her some momentum. My early prediction is still going to be Becky to retain. It's only June. Are they going to have her win 2 belts in the main event of WrestleMania and lose them both before June ends? They're not going to do that, are they? A champ like Becky needs to drop it at SummerSlam. We got a tie game over there on the B-ball. What song is worse, Lacey's or Stephanie's? Oh, Stephanie's, 1,000,000%. I'm not a fan of Lacey's, but it doesn't make me shit my ass out the way Stephanie's does. And this Alexa Nikki thing is stupid. You can tell this is gonna lead to something. Oh, hi. Hello, Shane Reigns. Good to see you. Damn, Shane's got some bruising going on. Yikes. I did not even see the match with him and Roman. I know Drew McIntyre interfered.
Referee for this main event match between Kevin Owens and Seth Rollins. You may kind of like an audition. Yes.
An audition. Oh, that's right. I completely forgot. Baron Corbin gets a special ref or something against Seth.
You know, him and Roman are awfully close, right? And look, we could start small. I could just be a second referee tonight, outside the ring referee. Just, you know.
Mike, I don't know. I'm not a fan of this storyline with Nikki at all. It doesn't match. Doesn't feel like it fits for her at all. It's another one of these things where Alexa is trying to befriend somebody but really has ulterior motives and is selfish. They did the same shit with Nia Jax. It's more like repeated nonsense. I'm not going to necessarily say Nikki's treated bad. She's on TV, at least being featured, instead of just doing nothing like EC3. But this doesn't feel like a good fit for her. So whatever the end result of this winds up being, I have no idea. She's a babyface trying to be befriended by a heel. It's not going to work. There's going to be a problem there. It's going to come to a head at some point. It just depends on how stupid the writing team decides to make it and how stupid Vince decides to make it. But I just don't think this is like a good fit for her like character. Plus, they're kind of changing her character up. She went from being batshit nuts to being somewhat normal. Someone with feelings. I like somebody who has no feelings, no concept of right or wrong. You know, I think you can even have a babyface like that. Just a completely crazy, entertaining babyface. Like Nikki Cross. But this soft-spoken sweetheart being manipulated clearly by little Miss Twat Alexa Bliss is just dumb. It's like already been done kind of thing. I'm over it. Hey, good idea, Rat Nick. Y'all wanted to have me do a live reaction to an episode of Chris Lee Knows Best? Yeah, Shane loves his Jordans. I never had a pair of Jordans as a kid. I had, in the 90s, I had the Reebok pumps. I had like 2 different pairs of those. Three different pairs of those Reebok pumps. I was probably in like, I don't know, 8th grade or something. And the Reebok pumps were out and they were a big deal. Everybody's going ape shit over them. Well, somebody in my town had discovered, because the little front of the ball, the little pump on the shoe, on the tongue of the shoe, came off. And so he comes to school one day. He's like, yeah, I took my shoes back to like the mall or wherever the fuck he got them, JCPenney or something. And he's like, and they gave me a new pair. He goes, my ball tore off. So what people were doing, they started ripping the balls off. When the shoes got a little worn out, they wear them for a little while, tear off the ball, take them back to the store, and the store would give you a new pair. So I went and did the same thing. I was like in the 9th grade. I purposely damaged my shoe and asked my mom to take me to the mall, and she did, and I got a new pair. Walked out with a new pair of Reebok pumps. I did that like 3 times. Kids, little thieves. If any cops are watching, you're welcome to come over and arrest me for those Reebok pumps. I technically stole 2 pair. I don't know if there's a statute of limitations on that stuff or not, but I just confessed to a crime. Actually, I didn't. I just confessed to lying. That's all. I said, my shoes broke. Give me a new pair. And they did. Like twice. So I was rocking some Reebok pumps for like 2 years.
remember seeing them pull up in their old pickup truck. Bought my dad.
Trey, I'm glad you love Lacey Evans. I've got high hopes for Lacey. I don't dislike her at all. Not a huge fan of her gimmick, like I said, but you know, sometimes in just a talent, you can tell, like, you get that the framework is there. You can tell that there's something there. Needs to be polished and more experience and shit like that. That's why I think a year in NXT would have benefited her, especially if she got like a title feud or a title program. Doesn't necessarily have to win it, but take somebody like Bianca Belair. You know, like, I'm glad that she's staying there and doing the things that she's doing. You know, cleaning up some of her issues, and by the time she gets to the main roster, she'll be ready to rock and roll. I think Lacey could have benefited from something like that.
Let's get to it.
I saw Cena being in the Fast and the Furious shit. I don't know anything about those movies, but I know The Rock is in them. And I've been saying forever that I want to see Cena and Rock come face to face in a movie. I think it would be fun if they made like a Judd Apatow flick. No, they're talking about this right now. Like where Cena and Rock, like a romantic comedy where like they go for the same girl. I think that would be fun, you know, for wrestling fans to see that. Oh, Heyman's in the ring. Dude, don't fall down this time, man. I didn't know that you're kind of the reason that Brock took a chair up his ass in Saudi Arabia. Probably flew home with it up there, too. We got Golden State up 3 on the game. Heyman in the ring. I'm aware of your name.
I'm disturbed by the level of animosity and hostility between my client, Brock Lesnar, and your Universal Heavyweight Champion, Seth Rollins.
Yeah, what you got to say about that?
Last week, right here on Raw, admittedly against my wishes, admittedly against his own better judgment, my client, Brock Lesnar, did not cash in the Money in the Bank contract. Instead, Brock Lesnar took the position that he can take the title from Seth Rollins
Thank you, Todd Tate.
any day, but he will deliver beatings to Seth Rollins on every day. And my client, Brock Lesnar, with lust for Seth Rollins' suffering, put a beat down on
Yeah, Angie, she was in NXT. I think I was saying like she should have stuck around there longer, like another year there or something. 9 months or a year, something like that. I just felt might would have helped her. Because she's had a couple like some clunky, botchy looking shit matches on Raw and stuff. And TV matches are so different than takeover matches and stuff. And I just think a little bit more work down there would have benefited her, that's all. But I'm no coach, what do I know? If Shawn Michaels felt that she was ready to move moved up, who am I arguing with? Yep, I cheer for him, Heyman.
Seth Rollins is not a worthy Universal Champion. Seth Rollins is a feckless thug, and a stupid feckless thug at that. Because by giving Brock Lesnar that beating, Seth Rollins has now guaranteed that Brock Lesnar continues to be Mr. Money in the Bank 2019. Now, before, my client Brock Lesnar and I were willing to tell you and Seth Rollins when we were cashing in Money in the Bank.
Brock needs to find a new advocate? Hell no. Who? Drake Maverick? No. Heyman. Heyman for life.
Tell you when we're cashing in the Money in the Bank contract. So I'm not insinuating that Brock Lesnar is here in San Jose, California tonight.
He's not. We know he's not.
But I'm not insinuating that he's not either. I'm not insinuating that Brock Lesnar will show up when Seth Rollins is in Winnipeg or when Seth Rollins is in Anaheim.
I mean, whenever Brock cashes that in, you know, that opening chord of his theme music, I want that to hit on a night that we are not expecting him. It's not advertised. His name is not even fucking mentioned. And even in the Kofi match, you think it's going to be Seth because he beat him up with a chair at Saudi Arabia. Kofi's in the ring in some random match, and then you know that weird music hits. And Brock comes out, wins the WWE title, freaks the crowd out. They can't believe it. I would love the Seth Rollins thing to all just be a distraction, and he winds up swerving us and showing up during the Kofi match. And saying, I'll take that title now. Still a 3-point game over there.
It's not even a prediction. It's not even a spoiler. It's a threat. It's a promise. It's a guarantee. A guarantee from my client, the multi-time and future reigning, defending, undisputed, universal heavyweight champion, the Beast Slayer.
Paul Heyman and Jim Cornette in a mic match would be the Shawn Michaels versus Undertaker at WrestleMania 25 match of mic matches. My God. Oh man, that would be awesome, Dorian. If Brock Lesnar showed up at TakeOver Toronto and cashed in on Shayna Baszler. Oh my God. Fabulous. I'd be down with that. Oh, Renee, welcome back from Saudi Arabia. Nice to see your skin again. Kind of forgot you had some. Get your hand out of your pockets, Renee. You too, Corey. Oh, I forgot about the elevator. Whose turn is it? Carmella looks all right. I wonder who went first. Cannibalism. Okay, first quarter's over. Curry's got 14 and Durant's got 11. Jesus. I like that EC3 seems completely amused that they're locked in there. Everybody's freaking out. EC3's like, this is fine. This is better than what I've been doing. No one's going to eat anyone. Speak for yourself, Carmella. I like how EC3 thought he could resort to cannibalism with a plastic fork. And what the fuck is he doing with a plastic fork in his tights? Who just walks around with one of those things? I knew that guy was trouble. Plastic fork carrying motherfucker. I'm not a hornswoggle. R-Truth thinks Drake Maverick is Hornswoggle. That's great. Cedric, I'm sorry you have to be in there with all these idiots. Oh, hello, tag team champions. How you doing, Peyton? Billy, get out of the way. I can't see Peyton.
Monday Night Raw just became iconic. The women's tag team champions, Peyton Royce and Billy Kay, the Iconics, are in action. Live next on Monday Night Raw.
I listened to Cornette's review of Double or Nothing. Cornette was not wrong, man. You know, I loved the show, but, like, you also have to be fair and understand you can't, you know, we're allowed to be fans and be excited. Cornette's allowed to tell it like it is. I didn't really disagree with him at all, really. And it's, you know, Cornette has an interesting way of delivering his message, and I think that's part of his problem, because he comes off so angry. For such a liberal guy, I'm surprised he's this mad, you know? He's always fucking pissed. And so I think the way he delivers his message comes off as just real asshole-ish. But if you try to separate that and listen to the internal message that lies there, he's not wrong on any of his criticisms. You know, and there's another guy who's been in business 40 years. I'm not gonna argue with him. But he has beefs with everybody. He fucking literally wants to murder Joey Ryan, and I don't know why. Although Joey Ryan got pissed about comments that Cornette said about Sonny Kiss that Ryan considered offensive, but weren't. So I actually took Cornette's side in the Joey Ryan beef, because Cornette is not... He has no issue with any sort of minorities, sexual orientation, anything like that. Cornette's not that guy. So I think Joey Ryan's like had some misguided anger there, you know. I don't think maybe he, even if Cornette says something a little shady, you also have to take in consideration who's saying it. You know, maybe, oh, that just might have came out wrong or whatever. Cornette has no, you know, issue with transvestites or homophobia or anything like that. Cornette's just not that guy. So I thought that beef was stupid because Ryan and Cornette should be friends. But Cornette hates his wrestling style, he hates his dick moves, he hates the silliness of wrestling, and he voices that very loudly in a lot of profanity-laced rants on his podcast. But if you can separate yourself from all of the craziness, then a lot of what he says, the crux of it, I agree in general with most of what Cornette says. He just cray. That's all. Yeah, Mike, I'm kind of with you on that. Eventually, I think Carmella pins Truth for the title. Oh, Catherine, I know you love Jim Cornette. He's right up your alley, girl. All right, since we're back in a commercial break, I will be right back. Don't go sneaking out. While I'm gone, like the video or subscribe or some shit.
If your wireless bill is growing out of control, cut it in half with Straight Talk Wireless. For just $45 a month, get 25 gigs of high-speed data for half the cost of big carriers. All on America's best networks. No contracts or mystery fees ever. Straight Talk Wireless. Everything for less.
A double header calls for the DQ cheeseburger lovers deal. It gets me 2 cheeseburgers for only $4, or 2 doubles with cheese for just $5. Nice double play. Sorry, dad joke.
DQ. Happy tastes good.
That's the most important thing.
And I would do anything to protect women.
It has taken social media by storm. Television as well. Bray Wyatt's Firefly Funhouse is back with an all-new episode tonight. Can't imagine what he's got in store for us. They're the Iconics, the women's tag team champion, longest reigning in history. Thank you very much.
All right, I'm almost back. Grab another beer.
We are the longest reigning and defending WWE Women's Tag Team Champions.
Oh yeah, Iconics, your promos are not annoying at all. Not even a little bit. Oh, hold on, I'm not going to be back on camera yet. You got to wait like 30 more seconds.
We have demanded for the toughest competition. Though we have scoured the world, and after an exhausting effort,
All right.
we brought in these two San Jose's finest. The top
Uh-oh, we got some local competitors. That one girl looks like she's 9.
sadly, they will never compare to us.
She looks younger than Jeff Hardy did during his debut.
Understand. Good thinking, my darling. These women right here will never be the WWE Women's Tag Team
Golden State up 9.
Just like how the San Jose Sharks will never become the Stanley Cup champions.
Like you two Australians know what the Stanley Cup champions are. Talk about scripted promos. There you go.
Hey, we are the future, and the future is.
They're the future. What the Renee?
Corey, what can you tell me about
What the hell? She says. I don't know why people hate Renee so bad on commentary. That's kind of funny.
Aaliyah Mia.
Lisa
I was thinking the same thing. Their shtick is so stupid, you know.
Oh my God. I'm not sure who's who, but this young lady is a descendant of the Los Conquistadors. Has traveled extensively around.
All right, we got a female conquistador number 1 and a 9-year-old tag team partner, probably Nicholas's girlfriend.
And look at Billy Gunn with the Iconics. Look at a quick look of their competition here tonight.
Hey, Scoured.
Clifford, you heard him.
Evidently.
As a Mauro would say, Olympia!
Oh, Michael Cole, do not try to impersonate Mauro Ranallo.
Look at that. That is iconic. Yeah, which one's Olympia and this is Peyton Royce. No, I know Peyton Royce and Billy Kay are, Cole. I don't know. You're the color analyst. You should have done your homework.
Yeah, step it up, Graves.
And look at the Iconics go. I am ready for them to take on some actual competition.
All right, Toronto is trying to catch up. They're down 5 again. Come on, Toronto, don't blow this, man.
A distinct lack of worthy challengers. I'm sure when a tag team does something impressive enough to, deserve a title opportunity, Tag Clutch would gladly hand one out.
Yeah, I don't know what's happened to the Kabuki Warriors. I've seen so very little of SmackDown in the past few weeks. I had no interest in the build at all to Super Showdown, so I really kind of checked out of SmackDown. Read the results, watched some YouTube clips, that's about it. I'll probably pick it back up tomorrow now that we're actually on our way to Stomping Grounds. I actually fully expected, Mike Witt, thanks for another $2. I fully expected them to win the tag team titles. The Iconics, absolutely, because they're an actual team. I did not expect them to win at WrestleMania so quick. I thought that was way too quick. But I would probably put the belt on them because they're really the only team in the company, aside from Sasha and Bayley. But considering how long it took for Sasha and Bayley to get to that point, to take it away from a month later, what I think was silly. They should have had a little bit of a run there. But yeah, I like the idea of hot potatoing a belt the minute you initiate the belt. Or debut the belts. All right, pretty good amount of people in here, a couple of hundred. We're doing our best dealing with this Raw. And what's today? Today's the 10th, so next week will be the go-home show, right, for Stomping Grounds. Yeah, so we got one more Raw left, and it's pay-per-view time. Okay, so that's how they did it. Charles Robinson got smacked in the mush, and McIntyre claymored him. And Shane got the win. I mean, Shane beat The Miz like twice, and now Roman. It's so funny. Shane is being overpushed. I lost my beer opener again. Oh, I got it on my... the trusty old car keys. I've had one of these on my keychain since I was like 18. There we go.
WWE Stomping Grounds. But first, how much is it going to haunt you to know that in the record books, Shane McMahon defeated you?
Byron Saxton, he's so somber about it.
Shane beat me tonight.
It's not like the worst thing ever.
Everything throughout his entire life. Somebody gave it to him.
Yo, yeah, where's Firefly Funhouse? We might not get one. I have no idea who Kevin Durant, what the fuck am I talking about? Bray Wyatt visited some guy. I have a feeling he's probably some superhero mask creator or something. He put it on Twitter. Everybody was like marking out for it, but I didn't even know who the dude was. It definitely has something to do with movies, something that I'm not privy to.
I'm gonna kick ass and take names. The first name, Drew McIntyre.
Oh, now you're going to announce the match that Drew already announced like 2 weeks ago?
Big Dog is focusing
What
on
is
Stomping
this?
Grounds, but
There's that World Cup.
celebrate. The best in the world and the Scottish Psychopath are gonna celebrate live here on Monday
Okay,
Night Raw.
so they're setting up the ring here. They got a table and the World Cup, and they got champagne, balloons, red carpet on the mat. Shane is going to come out there and celebrate with Drew McIntyre, which means Roman will come out there and put one or both them some bitches through tables, or through the, somebody's going through that refreshments table. We know that. And then that will set up the Stomping Grounds match, and there we are. Roman and Drew at Stomping Grounds again. Wasn't bad enough we're going to beat Drew at WrestleMania. Let's just do it one more time for fun. Is Shane considered a top heel right now? Yeah, I guess. I mean, he's feuding with the top guy, with WWE's top babyface, right? Or one of them. Roman's not really top right now. It's all really Seth. This is kind of a middle of the road feud, but he's got to be a top babyface or top heel. If you're working with Roman, you automatically are. I've seen that phrase before, Catherine. Beauty isn't in the eye of the beer holder. Very true. The more beer y'all drink, the better I look. This is where I mute my TV and go back to playing Modern Warfare Hardcore Search and Destroy. Is that the name of one video game? Modern Warfare Hardcore Search and Destroy. I can beat Double Dragon on NES. So there. Well, Toronto is trying to not die here. They're only down 6, which is good because Golden State's hitting everything they're throwing up. Oh, good. I was wondering when I was going to block my first spam asshole. Thanks. Cockwad. Appreciate you stopping by. Nobody's going to watch your stupid shit. Is Durant hurt? Yeah, I don't see him in the game right now. I don't see Curry in the game either. I think we got Clay. Oh, Livingston with a steal. Not good. Doink. I always forget that Golden State has Cousins, too. Sometimes I forget he's there. I don't know how this team isn't going to win this year. They better. Well, they haven't been doing that fine with KD. They're down 3-1. He's in this game. He's got 14 points or something, or 11 points. He put up a bunch in the first quarter. So KD is... So he's done already. Okay, good. I didn't see what happened. All right, maybe Toronto's got a chance. KD tried to give it a go. He scored some points, but... Good, I'm glad he's out. Almost be poetic, you know. He came there to win titles, and then... He gets hurt in the finals. Karma, motherfucker. Oh yeah, Vash. I remember back in the day, Double Dragon. I used to play it in the arcade, and it took me forever. It took me years to finally beat it on a NES. That last level is so hard. But I finally did it. Oh, Drew's wearing street clothes. I mean, look, he's got bagpipers. What do they do? Put like an ad in Craigslist? Yo, we need some bagpipers for Raw. Bring your pipes. Oh, jeez. And this alliance between McIntyre and Shane drives me crazy, too, because it's so stupid and random. They literally thought of it that day while eating lunch. And Shane's already been aligned with Elias, like, within the last month. And just at the end of the day, I don't think it's going to do anything for Drew. It's not going to help him. It's not going to be like a good position for him to be in. He faced Roman Reigns at WrestleMania and lost. That was fine. I understand. But can we just end it there and not have to have Roman beat him again at another pay-per-view? Because the way this feud is going, you feel like Roman's got to get his revenge, right? And beat Drew McIntyre at Stomping Ground for costing him the match with Shane. That's the way it all feels. Which is just not good and not fun and not creative. And it doesn't do Roman any favors in the eyes of the fans that always want to shit on his face. I mean, one thing I will say is that Roman Reigns forfeited the title when he got sick with leukemia. And since he's been back, it's not like he's been given title shots right off the bat, when in reality that should be what they're doing with him. But instead he's working like mid-card level feuds here. And this shit with Shane is just... Oh, they got some Moët. That's decent champagne. That bottle of champagne they have right there, that Shandon, that's probably... It's not crazy. It's not like Cristal or nothing, but that's probably like $120 a bottle. Something like that. Maybe $150. It's not bad.
You see a lot of amazing things. And one thing you need to do is keep your eyes open, and when something special comes along, you notice. And Roman Reigns...
Yeah, so Shane's got some backup on both shows. With the wild card, he can just take McIntyre with him. The whole thing's dumb.
I think all of you would agree that Roman Reigns is a future WWE Hall of Famer. Let me tell you something. I'll tell you this one thing. As a competitor, my hat's off to him because Roman, you hit like a mule. I mean, you look at all of Roman's...
The wild card rule's overexposing everybody.
short period of time.
But Roman's been on Raw like every week. But that's really nothing new though. Like back before there was a brand split, the top stars would work Raw and SmackDown. So Roman isn't any more overexposed here than Austin or Rock was during the SmackDown Raw days. In the Attitude Era. There was no brand split during that shit. So those years 99 to 2000, Rock was on the show both shows, Austin was on the show both shows, Triple H was on the show both shows. Everybody was. All the top stars were. So that's really nothing different. The wild card rule, I think, is just overexposing anybody that's going to be on both shows every week. And it's going to hurt the underneath talent that was supposed to get an opportunity. The whole brand split was designed kind of to get some talent. They have so much damn talent. They got to give spots for everybody. A brand split is the best way to do that. But the wild card rule has rendered that ineffective, and now it doesn't matter. Now those guys are just chasing around R-Truth instead of having meaningless shit to do. Meaningful ideas and storylines and matches.
You know, Roman, this is nothing that you should be ashamed about.
Instead, they're pinning motherfuckers on airplanes for titles.
Roman, and I know you're licking your wounds right now. It's just your best wasn't good enough to beat the best in the world. And Drew McIntyre. I mean, come on, let's give it up for Drew. Drew, you helped me. You have no idea. This man helped me so much. You helped me prepare. You used all your battles with Roman Reigns to
Wow.
help me get ready. Our strategy.
Where'd you go, C-Mac? I'd completely forgotten already. I forgot that Dolph and Drew were together. That's how quickly shit moves and how quickly I forget about stuff. You say that Shane took Drew from Dolph. I'd almost completely forgot that they were an item for a short time there.
Get used to it. It's my celebration. I got all night.
Yeah, Vash, I lived in Detroit, man. We always had love for our Canadian brothers, man.
And you being out there for emotional support and coaching me and hearing those.
Plus, for hockey, Canadians and the Maple Leafs, you know, they were like part of the original six, right? Along with Boston, Chicago, and maybe Philly. So, yeah, there's a brotherhood there. I get it.
What's gonna happen coming up at Stomping Ground?
I've said a million times, if Canada wasn't so damn cold, I'd live there in a second.
And I'm trying to maintain my
Can't do it.
composure. I wish this celebration was anywhere but San
God
Jose.
damn. We got an 11-point lead for Golden State. I'm always a pessimist with these games. I just hate teams like Golden State so bad. I'm convinced already they're gonna win. And this thing will be coming back to Toronto for a 7th game.
Roman Reigns is the measuring stick in WWE.
Are you two still talking about Roman Reigns? Roman, will you come out there and put somebody through a table
And that's what happened to
and drink some of that champagne, which is pretty good stuff, and call it a day?
But it's Stomping Grounds. I'm not just
Where are the tag team champions? The tag team champions have a match tonight. Triple threat, right? Hawkins, Ryder, Revival, and Usos.
I'm going to maim you. I am going to humiliate you. Shane McMahon is the best in the world. But Drew McIntyre is the most dangerous. I owe you. And at Stomping Grounds, I will physically assault you until you are completely
Oh, did I miss a super chat from Mike? Still don't get why Vince put the belts on these two. Oh, oh, that was way back earlier in the Iconics. Sorry, I missed that, Mike.
So let's celebrate a little bit. That's coming up. Let's open up a little bubbly. Let's enjoy ourselves. How about that? Celebration.
You know, y'all could have just done this at a restaurant. I love they took the foil off because these idiots probably don't know how to do it. You guys are terrible at opening champagne. And pouring it. You're terrible at that too. Oh yeah, drink it out of that. There you go. That's how you do it.
Now, if you're gonna do it, let's do it right.
Can you imagine? Drink it out of that cup.
That thing is totally plastic. The blood of Christ given to you. Yeah. Roman, is your music going to hit anytime soon? Because if we're getting out of this segment without the big dog's music and without Michael Cole screaming it, then I'm living in the Twilight Zone.
Two individuals that potentially could join our party tonight as new WWE Raw Tag Team Champions. Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for the Revival.
Why are you bringing the Revival out for celebration time? Are we going to turn this into a six-man, Roman and the Usos against the Revival and Drew? We're going to get that match, probably. Why are they bringing the Revival out? Is Roman under the table? Roman is at the house show? Is he not on the show tonight? I thought they showed him backstage. Was that a pre-tape with Byron? Oh. No wonder he's not coming out there. I thought Roman was on the show tonight.
Hold on a second. You guys have your match coming up next in a triple threat tag team match for the Raw Tag Team Champions against the Usos and Ryder and Hawkins. That's coming up next. You can't be drinking right now.
You can't be drinking right now. Well, then what'd you call him out there for? Set? Shane? Asshole?
Come to the party, but only if you're gonna bring a little gold. Good luck, gentlemen.
Triple threat match for the tag team titles. Revival against the Usos versus Hawkins and Ryder. It's live next on Monday Night Raw.
Ha! The Revival got a Shane shaves balls, or shave Shane's balls. Ratnick, no. Didn't you hear? Shane can't grow hair on his balls after what Kane did to him. Ever since he shocked his nuts with the car battery, he's like a hairless cat down there. So yeah, unnecessary. But I don't think the Revival are going to be able to pull that off. But they're going to shave something, I'm sure. Creative isn't done fucking with these two, that's for sure. Although, why do I get the feeling we're going to see a title change tonight? What have Hawkins and Ryder done since they won the titles? A big, giant pile of crap is what they've done. Mound. Heaping, steaming pile. Fuck it. Abort. Take the belts off of them. Give it back to the Revival. So they can disappear for 5 weeks and have jobber entrances while they're the champs. God, I wish I was a drinker. Raymond, it's never too late to start, brother. Just look up one word in the dictionary, moderation, read it, read the definition, memorize it, never forget it. You'll be fine.
The all-new RAV4. Toyota. Let's go places.
Oh, hell yeah, champagne can be expensive. Oh my God. I'm sure there are bottles that go for 100K. But there's definitely plenty of bottles that range in the thousands, for sure. The most expensive one I have on my list at my restaurant for champagne, $480 bottle we've got on the list for champagne. We had one that was over 600. We don't carry it anymore. But red wine, I've got an $800 bottle on the list. But I have nothing that's 1,000 currently right now. We've had $1,000 bottles before, but the most expensive one I currently have on my list is 800 for wine and about 500 for champagne. But oh hell yeah! There's a crazy rich people that buy that stuff. Blow my mind. And Mike Witt, I don't know, man. That's been the question of like the question of the year. Why are they pushing Shane so much? That is a very good $2 question, and I appreciate your support always, dude. The years on mine are not that old. We don't have too much stuff that's like super old. We just have really good wine that even right out of the fucking barrel is super expensive. I want to say the bottle that we have that's 800 might be like a 13, so not old at all. But yeah, I don't. We have a lot of customers that have wine cellars and stuff, and they bring stuff in sometimes. The other night, I opened like an 84 Mondavi like Cabernet. The cork completely fell apart, but they drank it. It was good. I decanted it and cheeseclothed it, the whole deal, and they drank it. But we can't get that type of stuff from our distributors, really. So we carry really, really good wine, nice wine, but the wine that's generally expensive right out, that doesn't like age and become expensive, that's just expensive right out of the fucking winery. Because that stuff's more orderable, you know, than trying to find bottles of like 2005 shit and stuff. Alright, they're showing some very happy Saudi Arabian kids. Apparently it was hot as balls there. Alright, we got a triple threat match now. We are 48 minutes until the end of the show. They haven't been on TV so long, they're replaying their WrestleMania match. Or showing a replay of it.
On the biggest stage, the grandest stage of them all, but in a shocking turn of events. Kurt Hawkins with an inside cradle would stun the entire WWE universe. No one more so than Bash
Mr. T, you can't believe Arn Anderson never won the WWE Championship? I can. He was never in line for that. Arn was in the company for a year and a half. Very short amount of time as a wrestler, from like late 88 to like 90 or something, like not long. And he was in tags. NWA title, maybe. Arn was much more suited for that. But in WWE, he would have never been considered. Not that he wasn't good enough. It's just he wouldn't have won that belt there. I think he could have had a feud with his best friend and beat Ric Flair in the NWA or WCW or something, for sure. But not in WWE. Charlie, I'm a fan of that outfit. I'm glad you guys are dressing alike. That's nice. This is the first time I've noticed they have, like, music. Alright, well, despite this pretty horrific Raw, we've kept a solid audience of over a couple hundred people in here, which is not horrible. Would like to get them likes up, though, if y'all could hook me up. Like, 60 more of y'all. Hit the like button. Hook a brother up. Subscribe to the channel. I was hoping to get to 27,000 tonight. We ain't gonna make it. We need like 50 more. I'm not pulling in the Monday night subs like I used to. I used to get like 200 or 300 a night. We're down to like 50 now. So if we can get a few more, that would be great. We can hit 27K. If not, we'll hit it next week. 8-point game over there in the finals. We are 3 minutes away from halftime over there.
Easy, that's just the way we like it.
And here's Wilder and Dawson, double team on Zack Ryder. Double knees by Zack.
Ryder and Hawkins are desperate to prove that their WrestleMania win wasn't a fluke.
Oh, and a big right, and I guess consider that a tag. So in there was Zack Ryder taking the revival to the outside. Zack Ryder and Jey Uso are the two leading competitors at this point.
Well, stand up.
And here we go, collar and elbow time. Middle of the ring. Ryder and Hawkins so proud of holding the Raw Tag Team titles for as long as they have. Cinderella moment, no matter what you want to say about it on WrestleMania Sunday in their neighborhood, their backyard. Face first.
Come on, Toronto.
Of the Usos.
By Zack, kick out.
Thank you for that, Scott Moss. You're the best. I appreciate it.
Friday in the Super Showdown.
Dude, last time you were up here, you were clawing me. It really hurt. You want to try again?
Here's Hawkins.
Come on.
To the leg, kick out.
There you go. Good job.
We're in that 50-man battle
We got the cat is back. I kicked him out last time.
About how the Iconics never defend their women's tag team championship. When's the last
Paul E., what are you talking about low key?
And I think that needs to happen too. I agree.
I don't speak this low key high language kid or high key language that the kids do,
Put up or shut up.
but she ain't low key. She's high key.
into the barricade? And the revival taking control with the tag titles on the line.
I'm tired of discussing Moxley interviews. I think he's done. Who'd he do? He did Jericho. He did Wade Keller. He did maybe a couple of others. He said what he needed to say. Because, I mean, I love that he went on those interviews and voiced his frustration and made everybody know about the problems that exist in WWE. That's nothing but good news. That's gonna be a good thing, and I hope it starts a trend of more people speaking up about the problems. But one thing Moxley, I think, needs to avoid doing is obsessing on it. He's moved on. He's not there anymore. He said his piece on a couple of podcasts. He's got a belt around his waist in New Japan. He's a very busy man. To continue to harp on that makes him come off as bitter, or would make him come off as bitter, and I think he's better than that. And I don't want to see him do any more interviews on it, you know? He made his point. And I loved everything he said. All right, Toronto only down 5, and they've got the ball on a steal, 3-on-1 transition, and a layup. No foul, though. All right, we got a 3-point game. Toronto is not dying. Yeah, see, buddy, this is not going to work, man. You're just not... No, you got to go away. I'm sorry, I'm streaming. I'm really sorry. That's good. I like it when Golden State forces their shots. The problem is when they do that, they still fucking make them. Yeah, they're Toronto's got the ball again, down 3. Hoping they can pull this to 1 or tie it. Foul on, I can't tell who was fouled there. Not Ibaka.
Yes, and they could save a ton. But again, they will only pay for what you need.
Do I see tables in my restaurant with 4 tablets and phones? Not really tablets. Everybody's got their phones out at all times. Not so much tablets. Sometimes the kids. The parents always bring tablets in for their kids now to keep them in line, so they don't have any meltdowns. Here's cartoons, you little asshole. Shut up and let us eat.
Just like us.
It does. You don't think they're actually...
They could be watching us on hidden camera, deciding which one of us is next.
Yeah, it's funny you said that too. There's a Ratnick about the Moxley interview, because when I did that video on the interview, the way the title was worded, I think I was getting all sorts of shit for like clickbait. I guess I didn't specify that it was like a review. I was like, Moxley talks about WWE on Jericho's podcast, and everybody was clicking on it thinking to hear the podcast. They're all mad. Just seeing how mad people were. People wanted me to die. Like, really? Because you had to click your finger? Was it really that hard? Was it that... Did you really inconvenience you that much? I understand clickbait is annoying, but it's not something I do. So it was purely by accident. So I fixed it. And just put review in front. And the dislikes immediately stopped. Like, from the second that I put that in there, the views kept going up, but the dislikes stopped. But man, it blew my mind how like angry people can get about that. Like I've fell for clickbait before. I've clicked on videos. Normally I know if something's clickbait. you know, but we've all like had to click on something that wasn't what we expected. But if we do that, what was the worst that happened to us? We watched 10 seconds of something we didn't like and moved our index finger? You really want somebody to die for that? So I was so surprised how many people were like, you bald motherfucker, and blah, blah, blah. I'm like, dude, all y'all need therapy. You know, if something like this makes you fly off the rails so much, you are a dangerous human being and should not be allowed to drive, vote, dress yourself, speak English, grocery shop, nothing. And whenever I experience any of that, it makes me realize what just a fucked up world we live in. A bunch of miserable motherfuckers in this world, you know? Imagine wishing somebody's parents would die because you moved your right finger. The horror of having to do that. Damn, Dawson really cut that kick out close there. That's funny. I got a little niece, you know, and some, you know, she's not hardcore with the tablets, but her parents, my sister lets her watch it and stuff. With me being a restaurant person, I don't give a shit. We don't have a ton of kids that come into the restaurant anyway, but when we do, I want them to not freak out, not melt down, and shut the fuck up. So I don't care what the parents have to do. I don't care if they have to give them a tablet as big as this fucking wall. Whatever keeps them from freaking is all I care about when it comes to kids in my business, you know? Because the minute they start freaking, they start disturbing everybody around them. And it's just awful. But I feel bad for the parents, man. They have to go through that every day. Especially when you're talking like 2, 3 years old and stuff like that. You know, they can really be difficult.
Jimmy's not got anybody in his corner still.
Here it comes. Rough Rider time lands on his feet. Jimmy Uso misses wildly. High elbow tag made. Jay's legal. There's a Rough Rider, but Jay's the legal man. Hawkins perched up top.
Good super kick. One of the Usos is super kicking the hell out of everybody. Now, y'all might be a little ahead of me. We're going to get a revival. Hey, I just said that earlier that I was smelling a title change based on the fact that Hawkins and Ryder haven't done shit. And what's the point of having the belts on if they're not going to do anything? So flip them. Oh, there's Dawson slips in for the tag. They are going to win. Good. Yay, Revival wins. It's not going to mean anything, but they won. To me, whenever I see something like this, I can only think of like who I was back in like 86 and 87. When the Bulldogs beat the Dream Team, when the Hearts beat the Bulldogs, when Strikeforce beat the Hearts. To me, those as like a young adolescent kid were like huge moments in wrestling history. Now, the tag team belts change hands and I don't even bat an eye. To me, it's like about as exciting as a jobber match. I'm like, okay, a Revival won. Great. I would love it if this meant more great things, or great things for this team that deserves great things, but it won't. Look at the champions before them. Look at the guys who just lost the belts. What the fuck have they been doing since WrestleMania? I've asked like 3 different times since WrestleMania who the tag champs were because I couldn't remember. But good for the Revival. They're, what, are they 2-time champs now? One spot I don't ever get tired of. I do like it when somebody hits their finisher in a multi-man match and then somebody scurries in to get the pin after. I always do like that spot, whether it's a triple threat singles match or a triple threat tag, whatever. Whenever that happens, I always find it amusing. All right, Revival, new tag champs. I just tweeted out, congrats, Revival. See you in 5 weeks. Because I think that's how long it's been since Hawkins and Ryder are on there. Charlie, good to see you again.
There's a lot looming here tonight in San Jose, Chuck. But look, if I've proven anything, say I'm always ready. Look, I was ready for Brock Lesnar in Super Showdown. Hell, I heard Paul Heyman's threats. I'm ready for Brock Lesnar anytime. You're ready for Baron Corbin to stomping grounds, and as for Sammy and Kevin, I'm ready for them tonight.
Tonight. Ah, there's the fun house. Up next, cool. I better go to use the bathroom before this airs. That way I don't pee my pants in fear. But before I go, Scott Moss, thanks for the $5, brother. Hey, GoodMicWork. Think WWE will get Vince less creative time with the rating slump? I did not watch Super Showdown or Raw. Just not interested now. Thanks. Maybe. I don't think Vince. You mean less less time in charge? And I don't think so. I think Vince is gonna, as Moxley said in Jericho's podcast, he's gonna die in the chair, which is probably pretty likely. I didn't watch Super Showdown either because I'm not interested. I probably wouldn't be watching Raw if it weren't for all you guys and I get to hang out with you. So I'm kind of right there with you. And I haven't watched SmackDown in a few weeks only because I haven't been interested in the Super Showdown build. So yeah, I kind of echo your sentiments there, Scott Moss. Thanks for donating and hanging out. At least this is fun, right? You can kind of chat with us. I think you can get an overall idea just from watching my streams or hanging out here in the chat and talking with these guys of what's going on. Don't even necessarily need to watch the show. But anyway, I will be right back.
Zap me with a forgetting thing, please? Men in Black and PG-13 in IMAX. Switch to Metro and get the best deal in wireless. Get 2 unlimited lines for just $80 with Amazon Prime included. Fantastic! Plus, get 2 free Samsung Galaxy phones. Only at Metro.
Right now at KFC, pick any 2 of these favorites for only $6. This tasty bear, $6. This tasty bear, $6. $11.95 for these. I'm just mashing your taters. $6. Mix and match any 2 for only $6 at KFC.
So, Kim, you going for a big drive safe and save discount? Yep. Using the app? I've been quite vigilant. Easy.
You're in labor.
Don't mess with my discount! Get a discount up to 30% with drive safe and save.
Alright, we are back. We are back.
What's going on? It's a 3 p.m. slot. Should add a P3. Oh yeah, need energy? Get P3 with a mix of meat.
Alright. Back before the fun house starts. Thank God. Shit. Alright, there we go. Now I'm back. Now I'm back.
Most of my paychecks are spent on groceries alone.
Oh, try Flip.
Alright, I miss anything? Nobody left? I love that when I leave for 2 minutes, y'all like stick around. Make yourselves at home. Yeah, thanks, Angie. I mean, because, a big part of Raw as well, too, you gotta remember, is, really fucking boring. So a lot of times we have to, because, if you're sitting at home alone watching this, would you really be that riveted by, that women's tag match we saw earlier? No, this way we get to chat and shoot the shit and talk about stuff during the boring parts. That's why we're here. Makes 3 hours go by quicker. Look, we only have 30 minutes left. We survived, right? No kidding, really? Nathan, let me see. Oh, you can. It's not a DVD, it's the book. It's Foley is Good. So you can sort of see the reflection in the Mick Foley book up there. That's funny. That's really funny. It seems really dark. I got lights on, man. Why is it always so fucking dark on my screen? That's funny. I can see it now. That's what I should do. I wonder if that would, like... I wonder if I get... I'm more worried about the audio getting picked up. But if I put, like, a small mirror... Like, just a handheld mirror. Like, in the background here. And it would, like, catch the screen. Might work. Oh, good. Everybody's still in the elevator. Somebody agreed to marry Drake Maverick? What's his name? EC3's been married 5 times. Did y'all see the video? Who put that up? I don't know if he put it up or not, but shout out to my homie WrestleMania. He posted something. It might not have been him that posted it. He might have been sharing it, but there's like a side-by-side video of EC3, like his debut, his entrance, and like his debut on Main Event the other night, and how absolutely disinterested he looks. And I don't know if this is part of a storyline, because he was clearly not into doing his entrance. He kind of walked down to the ring with this like kind of nonchalant attitude. Very different than how he looked when he first came in. So they're either going to make a storyline out of his frustration, or he's that visibly frustrated that he's trying to send a message to WWE saying, look how much I don't give a shit. Get me out of here. I came back because I thought y'all would use me. Oh my god, and they're still trying to get in that elevator? Oh shit. And the referee is there. Alright, now they're fighting outside the elevator. This is the clusterfuck. There's no way he's gonna escape in this elevator. It's so stupid looking. Like they're acting like they can't get there in time. That's even worse than like when wrestlers can't climb up a ladder in a ladder match fast enough. That's like even worse. They're basically standing in front of that door, pretending they couldn't get in the door. That was not one of my favorite 24/7 segments. And that's exactly the problems I thought we would have with it. It would look too stupid, and too lame, and too unrealistic. It's already unrealistic as it is, but some of it can be fun. That I hated. I hated every bit of that. Hello, Mr. Wyatt. Please don't make me shit my pants. I haven't, like, shit my pants in a month. Abandon hope, ye who exit here.
I'm just doing a little handiwork around here at the Funhouse. Whoa, 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 whoa. Holy guacamole. What's going on?
Holy guacamole.
Sup, Ray? Mercy trying to eat me again.
It's the law of the jungle, you dumb bunny.
Oh, mercy. Do you want me to get the fiend?
I made sure not to eat any mushrooms this morning,
I didn't think so.
but I have a feeling somebody slipped me some anyway.
How about we let fate decide?
Oh, Lord.
Rabbit, rabbit. It's your lucky day. The floor is yours.
I got a lot to say, kid. It's not cool to eat your friends.
I love when they go to the shot of the crowd as they're watching this shit on the screen. What are y'all doing in the audience there? What are people thinking?
We can expose some of what's really been going on here in the Funhouse, dude.
Now why don't you go and do something like that?
What the fuck?
Whoa, dude, not cool. No, dude.
Are you okay, Rabbit, rabbit?
Ew. He stomped his guts out.
Yowie wowie, it's delicious! Today's episode is brought to you by Ribs and Rabbits Bohemian Breakfast Spread. Start every morning with a smash.
Ew. That's disgusting.
Remember, my fireflies, I'll always light the way. And all you have to do is hang in. See you later. Bye.
Lord have mercy. Well, that was a little less trippy than last week. Still fucked up. So he squished the rabbit and then made like jam out of his guts. What did I watch there? I don't know. All right, main event time. All right. Again, much like the 24 segment, not my favorite Firefly Funhouse. I think they were both swings and misses tonight. Damn, Golden State's 11. Yeah, they're gonna win this game.
And tonight, Monday Night Raw is brought to you by Orange Vanilla Coke. Yeah, you heard that right. Seth Rollins versus Kevin Owens. Sami Zayn, the special guest outside.
When did y'all help me out with my Kevin Owens, Seth Rollins history? Did they work for the IC against each other? Like, what have they done together? I know they worked. I just can't remember. I want to say they worked for the IC title, right? Well, my Ryan, I said the same thing too. But one of my theories about Bray Wyatt that I thought of last week after the craziness, you know, the mushroom trip we all went on with whatever that segment was about last week, I started to say, because that's so crazy, and he's now kind of shown us 3 different sort of sides of him or personalities, maybe even more after tonight, that I started wondering that, because months ago, like years ago, or whenever he went off TV, he was tweeting things like cryptic tweets, making it sound like he was in a mental institution or something. And so I was kind of brainstorming, and I thought, well, like, maybe it's something like he's in the mental institution and everything we're seeing on TV is going on in his head. And it turns out to be more like a movie type of angle than a wrestling one. But if it's not, I'm with you. I'm curious of when he is in the ring competing, what we're going to see and how he's going to be like. But if all this shit just turns out to be in his head, he can essentially kind of come back as the original Bray Wyatt, just different mentally or something. I don't know. But I feel like it's going that direction, but who the fuck knows? They could debut him next week on Raw and ruin the whole thing. I don't trust him to do much. Oh, they did feud for the Universal Championship. Okay. That would have been after Owens won it, right? So it would have been like fall, before the Goldberg match. Okay. Was Seth the face then? I don't even remember. I do not even remember. Toronto's down 6. Down... Oh! Bucket and the foul? Damn, they're about to be down 3. Andre Iguodala. I've met all them Warriors. They had their whole team dinner at my restaurant twice after their championship wins. Iguodala wanted a bottle of bottled water, but all I had was Evian, and that wasn't good enough. He said, no, that's gross. That's what he said. These spoiled rich motherfuckers, man. It's water. What's the difference? What brand you drink? Same molecules compose it. 2 hydrogens, 1 oxygen. It's that simple. He actually told me it was gross. Okay, what the hell do you want? They don't make Cristal water. Sunny Man, I don't even remember. Is that what happened? Are you sure? I remember when Owens won the title. With Triple H helping him and everything, but... Owens won with a pedigree? Are you sure, man? I don't remember that, but I could be wrong, because I have no fucking... I don't remember what happened yesterday. So don't ask me about what happened in 2016. I have to go back and listen to my own videos if I want to find out. No, just like that, Golden State's up 7 again. In a blink of an eye. Never mind, make that 10. So even my NBA is behind? Y'all are way ahead of me. I've got 70 to 63 on my game, and Paulie is saying it's 73-63. Did I pause it by accident or something? And I'm a little bit behind? Oh, maybe I am. Yeah, Vontae, I was wondering the same thing. If Bray does come out to the ring and if he incorporates the Buzzard and Abigail, the Witch, and the Rabbit and all that, if he comes out with those things, like, how does he come out with them? Does he carry them? Does he carry them in a little box or something? Like, I don't know. Like, it could either be good or horrible. It's a toss-up. Oh, yeah, Triple H hit the pedigree. Okay, I thought you said... Okay, I was thinking you said Owens won. That's right. Triple H came out and attacked and all that. No, Rocksmith, fill me in, man. Thanks for the $2. No idea about the ad apocalypse. Sammy in that ref gear. He looks like the bearded ref they already have. He looks exactly like him. Except that ref don't dance and have sweet moves like Sammy does. I like Seth's new gear. I think he wore that at Super Showdown. Oh, shout out to Ryan Satin is reporting. According to a source, Cesaro was okay when he got to the back and doesn't appear to be seriously injured. So that was a very scary spot with the ricochet hitting the 630 on his leg. He heavily sold the knee, but I immediately felt better when they showed the replay because he did not land on his knee. He landed more on his thigh and arm. But the way he was selling the knee, I thought he could have just destroyed it. But sounds like he's okay. Very, very, very good news. Happy to hear that. What has he got in that? Sammy as the ref is funny. Do the referees even pat the dudes down anymore? Or was that even a thing? Oh, yeah, that's right. So Sammy's on the outside of the ring. I forgot. He's the enforcer. He's like Mike Tyson. I feel like I need to brighten this up a little bit. That a little better? Make it a little better? I just feel like I'm looking at myself over here and I feel like the lighting is super dark. But when I brighten it up, it makes it look fuzzy. I don't know. Why do you hate Sammy? I love Sammy. He's the best. He's the type of heels I like to see. Where Baron Corbin, on the other hand, is a heel that I'd rather do without. Yeah, Mike Tyson, WrestleMania 14. The Enforcer, Muhammad Ali, WrestleMania 1. Mr. Perfect, King of the Ring 96. Trying to think of other outside the ring and referees. Yeah, my big monitor over here has got a different resolution, so everything looks darker. Because it's a TV, actually, I'm using it as a monitor, so I don't look right over here. In front of me, I look fine, but... Sorry, the lighting, I got everything changing. New camera. Coming soon. Another thing I've been thinking about getting is like a mixer for the microphone. Because I got a good microphone, but I'm just plugging it in. But I also don't know anything about that shit, which is ironic considering my name is GoodMicWork. So I don't know the pros and cons of even using those things, and I can't even make fucking heads or tails out of all those knobs and gizmos anyway. But if I got one, it might improve the audio. So I'll look into that, and if anybody has advice for me on that, feel free to shoot me some DMs on Twitter. Sammy has something to say about everything. There's no way we're going to see Brock tonight. I wouldn't even be surprised if we heard like Brock's music, but Brock didn't come out. Because he's not cashing in tonight, because Seth's going to have the match at Stomping Ground and all that. They're not going to do anything crazy tonight. Shady officiating. Alright, commercial break. 13 minutes left in the show. After commercial break, we should have about 10 minutes left. Golden State is up 14. They have won, I am convinced. Hey, Raph man, that's not a bad idea for a finish. I just mentioned Brock's music playing. It's another champion losing, but what the hell? It's what WWE does.
I have something to tell you. Something really special. Would you hate the big bill? You know, we've been together for 6 years.
Funny thing is, just the way like momentum usually goes going into pay-per-views. Next week is the go-home show. I'm wondering if maybe Seth gets the victory tonight, but next week he loses in a match going into Stomping Ground, and then he wins at Stomping Ground. But I don't know. I like your idea. That could work. Take MZ. I'm using OBS right now, but I'm actually open. I don't even know if OBS has a paid service. I'm using a free service, but if there's a paid version, I'd be open to getting that. If it'll polish up my shit a little bit more, and be able to support the cameras and stuff. And I got a brand new computer coming as well. It's gonna be fucking hardcore. So it'll support anything, any program, no matter how hard or how taxing it is on the memory and shit. But it seems like the easiest to use right now, so I'd like to stick with it. But if there's an upgradable version, I should look that up. Yeah, still a 9-point game, 10-point game by my watch over here. 4 minutes left in the fourth. Oh, they're at the line. Yeah, it's a 9-point game. 4:50 left. Marcus Saul's got 17 points. Jarrett Berry, I'm not even convinced we're going to see Bray Wyatt on TV for a while, much less having a first feud. I'm so confused about what this is even going to mean and translate to into the ring or on TV, not in a vignette, but like in the arena. How's he going to look in the ring? What's he going to wear? How's he going to act? What's he going to do? All that shit is like still unanswered. So I don't even know who you could even put him with in a feud first, because we don't even know if what we're seeing is real. This could all be in his head. We could be imagining it.
Alexa, pause my audiobook. Alexa, what time is it? It's 4.
Oh, thank you for that, Joey G. I didn't know that. I don't even remember that. I don't even remember that Punk wrestled Ziggler in 2012. That was before he won the title. Oh, no, he was champion. Okay, weird. I don't even remember that match. That match, I have no memory of it at all. So Punk won the title, what, Survivor Series 11, right? Garden, Del Rio, Howard Finkel, whole deal. I remember that. I don't remember what happened at the Royal Rumble. Crazy. I remember the next year he wrestled Rock. Interesting. And then I think at WrestleMania that year he worked Jericho. But the Ziggler match I have no memory of. Huh. Funny. 6-point game now. Vontae, that's possible. Bray Wyatt and the Demon, although the Demon is on SmackDown. Not that that matters. And every Firefly Funhouse has been on Raw, right? They haven't been showing any on SmackDown, right? So you could still put them together. Thank you, Joshua. You're the best, dude. Thanks for the 99 cents. I love how Owens was asking Seth, "Are you okay?" He is so funny when he's like talking shit in the ring to people. Stay online and finish the game with you. Oh man, I don't know. I'm starving. I gotta make some dinner. Plus, I need to stop drinking beer. I want to try to stay up and get shit done tonight. All right, 8 minutes left. Gotta wrap this up. A pretty underwhelming Raw tonight. I'm actually kind of curious how y'all are gonna think of this. Let me get a poll up on this Raw. Let's do a letter grade. Now, I'm not going to make did not watch an option because they only give you 3 letter or 4 choices.
Yeah, and again, he just no strength in the core because of the injury. Oh my God, that was ugly. Owens, KO headed to the top rope. Oh, this splash gonna hit the exposed ribs, and KO can connect here.
Oh man.
Rollins got his knees up at the last minute. Seth Rollins bought himself some valuable time, but what will the champ be able to do with it?
And to be a survival tactic by Seth, if he hadn't landed that whole thing with his body, Seth would be done.
Defensive instinct by the Universal Champion, but now Rollins, the look in his eyes tells otherwise. And here comes Seth, starting to fire up, build some momentum here. KO coming in. Well placed right hand to the jaw. And Owens setting him up perhaps to the pop-up powerbomb. Rollins lands on his feet, misses with the...
Man, Rollins, I'm surprised that storyline-wise after the beating last week from Brock, then going to Saudi Arabia, and surviving Corbin and Brock, and now, like, literally he's on Raw with taped up ribs, he's your champion, and you're putting him in a main event match against a tough opponent. Crazy.
Seth Rollins on shaky legs, looking to make a big move.
Sammy is like, he's involved in every single little aspect of this match. It's pretty funny. He's insisting on being important. Seth, what do you care if you even get disqualified? It's not even a title match. Just super kick Sammy's beard right off his face. What's the difference?
This is ridiculous. Stacks him up. Kick out at 2 by the champ. And KO set up the top of the floor.
5 more minutes left. We're almost at the finish line, folks.
Sammy was taken out as well. Caught the crossfire. Can't believe he did it. Sami Zayn's calling for disqualification.
Sammy can't just override John Cole.
That's not the way it works, Sammy. Here's Sammy. Ow, my shoulder.
Incidental contact as Sammy was caught in the crossfire. That was not intentional. I mean, Rollins wanted to take out Sammy. He would have done it a few moments earlier when he was on the top rope. I can assure you, Seth Rollins wanted to take out Sammy.
See that fire burning in Rollins' eyes.
It's funny that I'm making this Twitter poll because I know what the answer is going to be. And Sammy's going to call for the bell.
Disqualification. Kevin Owens. And Kevin Owens can celebrate all he wants, but he gonna give that victory to his buddy Sami Zayn.
Oh. Now Seth's beating the shit out of Sammy. With 3 minutes left, you got a lot of shit beating to do. Are we going to get that Brock music? Oh, that's right. We're going to get Baron Corbin. Corbin, if you're here, who is washing the dishes?
Corbin's still upset after what happened at Super Showdown Friday when Rollins survived with a championship. Baron Corbin is thugging the Universal Champion right now.
Corbin's ego just in the way doing damage.
Corbin sending a message to Rollins before their match at Stomping Grounds where he gets to choose the official. Imagine if Sami Zayn's the official on that match or somebody of his ilk. Well, if that's the case, Baron Corbin's going to be the new Universal Champion. And Baron Corbin with a steel chair right on the table to counter. That could have been disastrous. And we know what Rollins can do with a chair. We saw that Friday. Sami Zayn.
Sammy's gonna get a taste.
Oh, referee's getting his ass kicked. All right, so Raw's going to go off the air here with a stare down. Match meant nothing. You know, I actually wouldn't. I didn't realize Seth got a little cut open there on his eye. You all right, dude? Oh, he's going to wear out Sammy. Man, Seth has made that chair his best friend. I like it. That's one good thing about Seth is he is not playing games with that chair. He has worn some motherfuckers out with that. If things weren't so bad right now in WWE in terms of the fans being frustrated and if like ratings were decent and everything, I would fully expect for them to put the belt on Corbin. Like I feel it, but I think they're not. Right now anyway. Just because I think the fans would flip if they do that at Stomping Grounds. It's not even the right kind of heel heat. It's just going to make the fans mad and turn them off. I mean, I think Brock sitting at home with the belt would get better ratings than Corbin being on TV with the belt. Looks like Zayn's going to get stomped. This has got to go off the air like right now. Top of the hour for me. I'm going to go ahead and send this Twitter poll now then. Oh shit, and I forgot to put a D on the end of like. My first option for the Twitter poll was liked it, but I put like it. How did you feel about tonight's Raw? Like it. I think you guys get the point, even though I left off the D. Twitter needs an edit button. Damn it. Alright, Raw's off the air. That's a wrap on that. We're off to the next stupid USA Network show. Let's go down here and chat a little bit. Yeah, the 24/7 belt, that was it. That was just the elevator stuff. That's all they did tonight. Not that great. Wait, whatever happened to AJ Styles? He's in the WWE. He works there. He's been a little bit injured, I think. And you got to remember, AJ is like 42 years old, 41 years old. I mean, he's wrestling like the style of a 25-year-old. What's going on, Rajiv? You're just getting here. I'm about to be signing off here in a few, dude. But good to see you. I got to think now that we're all here and we're done with Raw. By the way, for those of you just maybe tuning in now and weren't around for the stream, Raw wasn't very good. We did not see a whole lot. Kevin Owens, Seth Rollins main event pretty much set up Corbin and Seth at Stomping Ground. Sami Zayn was the enforcer on the outside of the ring. He got all involved. I think it was a DQ or something. Brawl at the end. Seth wore some people out with the steel chair. We had a Paul Heyman promo. Revival won the tag team titles tonight, defeating Hawkins and Ryder and the Usos in a triple threat. We had a Miz TV segment with Samoa Joe and a whole bunch of U.S. title contenders that turned into a six-man. Becky and Bayley. Did they lose? Yeah, they lost to Lacey and Alexa when Lacey pinned Bayley. We saw that. But tonight, nothing was special. They dropped the ball, I think, with 24/7 stuff tonight. I've been enjoying, and I've been even standing corrected on the 24/7 title. A little bit more entertaining than I was expecting it to be. I feel like tonight was a miss. They did a little bit too much with the elevator. It was extremely unrealistic. Not that 24/7 title segments are necessarily going to be realistic, but this one was really bad. The fighting and clawing to get to the elevator when they're all just standing right there. It didn't look good and didn't come off good at all, especially when you consider that they probably pre-taped this stuff. I thought they could have done better. Firefly Funhouse also I felt like was a miss, not as confusing and didn't leave me with as many questions as it did last week. So, underwhelming night overall. Stomping Ground, I think I'm ready to get this pay-per-view over with, and then we'll probably have, one more until SummerSlam? Or before SummerSlam? I'm ready to get to SummerSlam. We need it. We need something big. Not been a fan of really anything we've been watching lately. Vontae, exactly. R-Truth is picking right up where Crash Holly left off. He's equally as entertaining. He may turn out to even be more so. Because Crash Holly was the one that was the guy that they used first to do all the stuff. And now they're kind of recreating that with R-Truth. And when you look at the roster, when you look at somebody like Crash Holly, how perfect he was for that role, the same can be true, or said true for R-Truth. He is the absolute perfect candidate for something like this. Because he's weird, and he's goofy, and he doesn't know what the fuck's going on ever. And he's already kind of got a comedic role. So the fact that he's doing this now is like, it just fits. And plus he's another guy, what's he, in his mid-40s right now? His days of contending for like serious titles are over. You know, he's been there in a comedy role pretty much ever since. And he's an excellent guy. I said last week I want him to go down as the Bruno Sammartino of the 24/7 title. I would love it. So I like what he's doing. I think R-Truth's great. I want nothing but good things for him. He's one of my favorite guys like ever. in the business. I'll never forget meeting him when he was in TNA. He was hanging out outside of the Charlotte Coliseum, outside after SmackDown. Just hanging out. Went over and talked to him for a while. He tried to sell me a CD, which is pretty funny. Talked about how much he hated Vince McMahon and he was done wrong. And, you know, it was kind of cool to see him kind of get his act together and come back to the company. And he's so well loved. You know, everybody likes R-Truth. Cool dude. I remember back when he was K-Quick. Young, athletic as hell guy. And he really does not look any different at all than he did back then. Looks virtually the same. Truth's a good dude. Truth's a good dude. I want good things for Truth. But anyway, as the viewers dwindle down, I'm going to go ahead and dwindle my ass up on out of here. This week, what am I going to do? Let's come up here and do, since there's nothing going on, too much storyline, I don't have this day in history planned. If any sort of huge news story breaks in the next couple days, I'll do a mic drop. If not, I'll be up here. Follow me on Twitter, by the way, at GoodMicWork, so you can find out exactly when I'll be up. I'm going to be up here Wednesday or Thursday. We'll do a live episode. And we'll just talk about what's new. We'll preview Stomping Ground. Try to get an idea of what we're looking at currently in the storylines and all that shit. And we'll do that. And then in between now and then, I'll try to throw some other stuff up on the channel. I'm working on a couple of side videos and still working on all the changes going on, as you're going to slowly start seeing them. You've seen a few already, and you'll see a few more before we hit the end of June. So y'all be good. Have a great rest of your night. Thanks for hanging out. It's always fun. You guys make Raw bearable, and I cannot tell you how much I appreciate it. And thank you to everybody who donated tonight and was cool and hanging out. And spent the time with me. Appreciate it. I'll catch y'all in a couple days. Be good. Peace.